Yo! But what are we doing, bro? Come on!
And Aaron Schachter.
I'm all in favor of these two showing their love, really celebrating their relationship.
Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him!
This is Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau, Kasey Kuhrts, and Aaron Schachter on Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio, ESPN 690.
Oh, it's Friday!
Like it.
Come on, somebody!
Bring that energy.
Friday energy. Aaron Schachter's got didn't work yesterday energy.
It's a Sundays on Monday kind of Friday.
There you go. Brent Martineau's got late energy. We'll catch up with him when he shows up. Welcome to And Friends.
He's going to be a little bit upset that you're framing that as him being late.
Yeah, well, the proof's in the pudding.
Okay. I can't argue with you. I don't hear Brent's voice right now.
And Friends on ESPN 690 on a Friday. Brent will join us later. Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kuhrts, how you doing? How you been on a Friday? And listen, as the producer of this show,
Yeah.
I can say on a regular basis, we are not jam-packed for the show.
On a regular basis. I see what you're saying.
Today, though, we are jam-packed for the show.
That's how I like it, Case.
We've got Nathan Walter coming on the show from the Jacksonville Armada.
That's right.
We have Jordan DeLugo coming on the show.
Old JDL.
We have Coach Kevin Sullivan coming on the show. It's high school
Sully.
playoffs.
Yeah, man.
We've got picks to make. We got two coaches that are battling for a spot in the retirement home.
Oh, yeah. You got your coaches segment.
We have all kinds of things to do over the next 3 hours, and then 30 extra minutes of overtime before FSU basketball. They will take on UCF, looking for the first victory of the season after losing to the Stetson Hatters.
Ooh, yuck.
Not good.
Fun for UCF, no.
Anyway, we move past the disappointment of that and into the positive, which is the Falcons and the Panthers.
Was it positive, though? I guess it was positive for the Panthers.
I said this in a text to Brian Middleton. I was like, I don't think Jeff Bezos paid for the rights for the good teams.
He's only getting the crap matchups.
He paid $1 billion and was only able to get the teams that are mid.
Yeah, he's calling up Goodell every day. Can I get a flex, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, that's just brutal. But shout out to the Panthers, I guess. And my overall thought about that division is somebody in that division is going to, host a playoff game.
How insane is that? You want to talk about an anemic division. We talk a lot on this show about which division is strong, which is weak. Obviously, the NFC East gets a lot of attention. You got the Eagles and the Cowboys and the Giants in there, too. You can't forget about the fraudulent Giants in there.
Oh, come on.
They got heavy records in that division.
They do.
We talked a lot about the AFC West coming into the season. A lot of high hopes for the Chargers and the Raiders and the Broncos and the Chiefs. Didn't necessarily pan out. AFC East, full of monsters right now. Maybe you're not scared of the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen, but you are of the Jets. And that number 1 or 5 defense, that's a tough team. Miami, that's a good division case, AFC East.
No, it definitely is. And the Buffalo Bills, who we'll talk about in a little bit, have now created a new injury diagnosis or whatever.
A category.
It's no longer day by day. It's not minute by minute, but it's hour by hour they're monitoring their quarterback.
Real granular there. But you get to the NFC South. It's not pretty.
It is actually the definition of ugly. Leading the division is 4-5, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who were not in action. There's Atlanta at 4-6. I thought Atlanta was okay.
You know what? At 4-6 is kind of where you thought they'd be. Maybe. Maybe a little worse.
Yeah, I thought they'd be worse. I didn't think they'd be better, but 4-6. I think they should.
Because they were 4-4 2 weeks ago, and we were like, look at the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm not saying they should be happy at 4-6, but they're right in it. The Bucs play the Seahawks in Germany this week. Who knows how that's going to go?
Yeah.
The Seahawks right now are a much better team.
Yeah.
So, 4-6 might be tied for the division lead on Sunday at noon.
I heard Tom only flies in hyperbaric chambers where he can hang upside down. So it depends how the travel goes for Tom Brady.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sure the travel will be interesting there. But to your point, yeah, you've got this division in the NFC East. The Giants and the Cowboys are going to make the playoffs because, frankly, nobody else is very good in the NFC. You got the Vikings. Someone's going to win the South. I'm not. Maybe I'm giving up on the Rams. I don't know. But all these teams are coming out of the East, and the Giants or the Cowboys are going to have to go on the road to play either Atlanta or Tampa.
It's insane.
They have to change. I know they can't, but That's unbelievable. And I tell you this, ain't nobody wants to sign up. Even if Tampa finishes with under 500, nobody wants to sign up to play Brady on the road.
I mean, no one wants to sign up to play Brady in the playoffs at all, but this year doesn't feel like years past. I'll cop to that.
Yeah.
4-5 for the Bucs. It has not been pretty for them.
It has not. And
they are sitting in that 4 hole right now.
It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. But I wonder about this. Like, I'm not saying the Panthers are good, but they win last night. Could the Panthers go on a run and win the division?
Well, what are they now? 3-7? I think they're 3-7.
Yes.
15th hole for the playoff run.
But again, 4-6 leads the division. Well, 4-5.
4-5 leads.
But it could be
division,
4-6. If 4-6 leads the division, I'm not counting Carolina out. Because now, granted, they got to play the Ravens. That won't be fun.
Technically, you're 2 games out of first place at that point, right? You get the tie if the Falcons and Bucks. Who are the Bucks playing again?
Seattle.
Yeah.
In Germany.
If the Falcons and the Falcons just lost 4-6. If the Bucks lose at 4-6,
1 game out.
1 game out of a tie, but I don't think they own the tiebreaker.
They beat the Bucks.
They beat the Falcons?
Yes.
Are we getting on the Carolina Panthers playoff train right now?
We might be because now granted the Ravens will be tough.
I hear tickets are on sale.
But then you got the Broncos.
Real cheap.
You got the Seahawks, again, it'll be tough. Steelers.
Okay.
Lions.
Okay.
Bucks and Saints to finish it out.
Do you want to become Carolina Panther fans with me?
Maybe.
We could do like an NFC thing?
Maybe. And right when Brian Middleton jumped off him, too.
Oh, he left?
Yes,
well,
he left.
Brian's a big guy. When he gets off the bandwagon, there's actually enough room for both of us now.
We could both get on.
We can get on. I'm a big Chubba Hubba fan. I just want to say his name.
Good. But how crazy is that? They are 3-7, and we are talking that they could realistically win a division.
They're in danger of making the playoffs, is how you would put that. Yeah.
With a quarterback who's throwing for 108 yards. You know, they ran the football. They
Did I
played
see them
defense.
put Baker Mayfield back in the game last night? Let me check this box score.
No, I don't think he played last night.
I was fast asleep.
He was headbutting his teammates.
Oh, I did see that little
after
gif.
the game. What is that?
He's pumped up.
What are we doing here?
He's kind of a crazy. Yeah, PJ Walker, 10 of 16 for 108 yards. Really putting the team on his shoulders right there.
Really is. And shout out to their running game.
Deonta Foreman with his 75 carries last night, 31 carries, 130 yards.
And for the Jacksonville part of the story, Laviska Shenault.
Visca had an appearance there. A touchdown in the end zone.
A rushing touchdown. Settle down, folks. I know that's going to trigger some of you because we thought Laviska was going to run the ball.
By the way, 3 receptions, 17 yards as well.
Which, by the way, when your quarterback only throws for like 106 yards, 3 for 17 ain't bad.
No, it's not. It's a little more than 10% of the yards.
I mean,
it's almost 20%.
Only one guy had more catches, and that's DJ Moore. So Laviska Shenault was doing his part in the Carolina Panthers
doing his
win.
thing, man.
But Thursday night football, man,
how bad it's been.
Yeah. You gotta. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody wants to play on Thursday night. I get it.
Why?
Because the short week coming off Sunday.
All right, but like we're gonna get to the point where you're gonna be playing football 7 nights a week.
That's true.
I don't know how you're gonna do that though. Tuesday games. How do you even make that work? It's got to be the Thursday from last week.
Yeah, there's select teams that only play on Thursday, Tuesday, and I don't know.
Call them the Bezos teams?
Saturday, something like that. Yeah, the Bezos teams, exactly. And next week, it's not going to get much better, by the way. Titans-Packers.
It's been so brutal on Thursdays.
And you have to pay for it.
Well, I think the thing is that everyone's already paying for it. I actually think that's what the problem the NFL is having with Amazon right now is they're saying that the drop-off from like a Sunday night football, Monday night football, and Sunday football to the Thursday night games are staggering. And yeah, maybe it's hard for grandma and grandpa to figure out what channel Amazon Prime is. But it's really about the games, right?
Yes.
Like these are just terrible games. Terrible games.
Yeah, they really are.
By the way, what channel is Amazon? I'm having a problem finding it.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, I don't know if you know this or just the people listening. It's on Twitch for free.
What?
Yeah, Amazon and Twitch have a partnership.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you can watch on Twitch for free.
All right. You don't got to pay for it, you chiselers. Get it for free now.
Chiselers. Okay.
That's a slang for cheap people. Like a chiseler.
I've never.
It's like you gotta take a chisel to open up the wallet. You're banging it with the hammer. You open this, and then you finally get to take some money out of there.
Good. Good. Anyway, back to probably the biggest news in the NFL right now, and that is Josh Allen. I mentioned earlier. Hour by hour, the Buffalo Bills are monitoring this situation for their star quarterback if he can play this week.
What do you think that really translates to?
He's not playing. But we're just going to keep checking every hour.
You really think they would do that instead of just saying day to day or we'll see at game time? They'll call it something different, even though they don't want to or they're not planning on playing him. I actually think it means he's got a better shot to play, but they're debating it. It just sounds like he wants to play and they don't want him to.
Well, I would guess he definitely wants to play, but
And they've been talking about, maybe we'll sit him for a couple of weeks, even if it messes with our playoff position. Like I'm sure Josh Allen's camp wasn't the one putting that message out there.
no. But I think to that point, right? I've been so confused about this in the NFL all year, right? It started with Justin Herbert. Why are guys, coaches, it's a long season. Now, it's not baseball. It's not the NBA. I get it. But I said this when Justin Herbert was going to play against the Jags. Like, why risk everything you got going this season for one game? Like, if you put Josh Allen out there and he gets to a point where he has to get a surgery, he has to have an extended absence off of the injury he already has, there goes the season. Like, Case Keenum is a good backup. Don't get me wrong. He's not Josh Allen. So I don't understand. We've gotten to this point where, hey, you know what? Instead of living to fight another week, thinking, hey, guess what? We don't need Josh Allen to win. Our team is really good anyway. They're like, nah, he's only 40%, but you know what? We got to play him because, we got to beat the Vikings this week. No!
Yeah. 2 thoughts on this, though. Number one, now you're kind of treading on load management territory, aren't you? Like, Josh thinks he's good enough to play, and the team's like, let's rest him for the playoffs. That's load management. Like, next thing you know, Brady's not going to play the final 6 games or something like that if the Bucs lock it up. Like,
I just think you need to save this guy from himself in terms of sure, call it load management. It's one game.
Like, your rationale is sound, right? Like, the playoffs are more important than the regular season. The Bills, they know what they've got in that team. That's a playoff team. They can literally sit Josh Allen the rest of the season and probably still make the playoffs. Barring an absolute collapse and disaster.
Yes.
And they've got, like, this great defense, so it's not like it's all resting on Josh Allen's shoulders either.
And that's the thing, right? To that point, the defense is great. The playmakers are great. Case Keenum has taken a team deep in the playoffs in Minnesota.
No, he's one of the better backups in the league.
This is not insert random bum here. Like, this is Case Keenum, a good player. I have faith that Case Keenum can win some of these games. Again, they play the Vikings this week, who are very good. But we talked about it the other day, like they haven't beat a ton of big-time teams or teams with starters. They've beaten backups. So you don't beat the Vikings, okay, but coming up, you got the Lions, you got the Browns. Case Keenum can win those games. Yeah. So I think I said the same thing with Herbert. I think someone's got to make a decision for the long term rather than 1 week against the Minnesota Vikings.
But
Your
the Herbert conversation,
not on the line.
The Herbert conversation was different because it was way at the beginning of the season. You're getting a go time now.
Yeah, but I mean, you said it, though. Buffalo's in a great spot. This isn't like the Chargers now, who are going to be fighting for a wild card spot. It's different. You need to win every game. The Bengals right now, if Joe Burrow was in this situation, I would say play Joe Burrow. The Bills can win with Case Keenum. Like, there's no way they can't. He's not Josh Allen, but he's good enough.
I'm not really sure what the dance is right now. I mean, why do the silliness? Why do the hour-to-hour, quote, designation?
It makes no sense.
It's just being cute.
It makes absolutely no sense.
You're just playing with the media at that point. Like, either you're going to wait till game day or you're going to try and get him into practice. Like, clearly they want to sit him for practices. They're not even trying. Like, he's not on the side throwing.
And, of course, exactly. And, of course, he wants to play. He should. He's a competitor, and he hasn't played well the last couple of weeks, by the way.
Yeah.
He was furious after he lost to the Jets. Shout out to the Jets.
Come on.
But I just don't get it. I don't understand how we've gotten here where it's a long season, man. You could throw everything away on one injury. I don't get it.
But then I think Parcells was the guy who said you can't play football trying to shield yourself from the injuries. That's how people get hurt, is what he said.
But if he's already hurt.
If he's sitting on the bench and that's how you shielded him, he's not going to get hurt. But you may end up hurting somebody else. I don't know. I just know that the philosophy has always been with all the great coaches. You play these guys and you play every down you can.
I get it, but I don't agree with it. And I don't agree with it right now, especially. And by the way, you may remember, you may not, the Minneapolis Miracle that Case Keenum threw, he threw it to Stephon Diggs. So
I did not remember that.
Yes.
Wow.
The boys are together again.
Look at that.
You know what I'm saying? And they play the Minnesota Vikings this week. It makes too much sense.
It's kismet is what they call it. Yeah.
Really?
A fate. It's written in the stars.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You got to start Case Keenum, is my point of the story. We'll see how it plays out. We'll monitor the Josh Allen situation. Also, Matt Stafford still not practicing. The Rams can't win without Matt Stafford, right?
I mean, they can't win with him at this point.
That's true. So maybe it is better. Kyler Murray might not play as well. Aaron?
I think he'll play.
I think they'd be better off if he didn't.
What? Do you even know who they've got back there?
And that's how good I feel about it. That's how good I feel about it. Kyler Murray, the situation, the very expensive situation.
Yeah, it is.
Cliff Kingsbury, job on the line, so you know he wants him out there. A lot of injuries going around in the National Football League right now. We take a break. More to do, though. Brent and Friends, ESPN 690, Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kuhrts. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
A mix of clouds and sun, breezy and warm today with some scattered showers, perhaps a thunderstorm into the early afternoon. Have that umbrella nearby. Temperatures reach the low to mid 80s. Clearing out tonight, though. Nice as we drop to near 60. A mostly sunny and warm Saturday. Highs tomorrow will approach 85. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jags.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Right now, get 42% off everything in the store. Don't buy until you get our price.
Week 10 fantasy football picks fueled by Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit. Hey, everybody, it's Brent Martineau. A lot to pick from this week. Heck, the Jags and Chiefs game could give you a lot of options. But let's go with Chris Godwin and Tampa. Maybe last week's comeback ignites the Bucs offense, which really hasn't been good all year. Godwin could have a big game in Germany. And Darius Slayton has emerged as a top target for Daniel Jones. All the attention on Saquon for the Texans should leave Slayton open in big moments. Might be a productive day for the wideout. Good luck, everyone. My picks fueled by Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Rubinsky. The physicians at Prime Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Prime Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 904-664-8214. 904-664-8214. That's 904-664-8214.
Ready to swoop in the fall of 2022? The UNF Ospreys are ready with a lot of momentum on campus. New improvements at UNF Arena with basketball season right around the corner and tickets already on sale. The fall schedule underway in volleyball and men's and women's soccer, also men's and women's cross country. Get the latest news, schedules, results, and information on tickets for all things Ospreys at UNFOspreys.com. Join the Osprey Club, attend a game or a match. Be a part of the momentum at the University of North Florida right now at UNFOspreys.com.
The unimaginable became our new reality. Seeing that the world is starting to pick back up from where it was left in 2019, the chip shortage will be no more and manufacturers are going to start sending more cars, skyrocketing inventory. But cars won't be flying off the lots as speedy as they were before. So how often do you really put in the time and effort to continuously make your dealership's website more reliable and credible to your potential buyers? Cox Media Group has the capability to enhance and significantly improve your website's traffic. Let us help and answer any questions you have by heading to cmg.com to find out more.
The Card Player Poker Tour is going on now at Best Bet Jacksonville. The popular poker tournament series continues until November 14th and ends with a $3,000 no-limit hold'em main event from November 11th to the 14th, and the Best Bet 500, a $500 no-limit hold'em tournament on November 14th. There are $540 satellites into the main event going on weekly at Best Bet Jacksonville. Go to bestbetjacks.com to view the full tournament and satellite schedule. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Look around you. There's history being made. Has been. Will be. Just something about those blue skies, high banks and high speed, all coming together in one perfect race. And it'll be here sooner than you think. The Daytona 500 at Daytona International Speedway, February 19th, 2023. Get your tickets now at DayTona500.com.
If you have certain chronic conditions, such as
heart disease, asthma,
diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older,
52, 36,
42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor
about getting vaccinated
with Prevnar 20.
It's where I take my family to play golf, and you can take yours as well. The Golf Club at Southampton. It's the home of the Action Sports Jax Stream 18, and it can be your golf destination. Enjoy your golf experience by calling 287-PLAY, 287-PLAY. Play some golf or maybe practice some golf at one of the newest facilities in the area. Grab some lunch or dinner, too. Southampton has it all. 287-PLAY for tee times and more. The Golf Club at Southampton, the home of the Dream 18. My home course. Make it your home course, too. Hey, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jax. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jax on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jax. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690. Welcome back into Brent and Friends on ESPN 690. Thanks to the boys for getting us through the first little bit. And now we have arrived at Ed White High School. What'd you say?
I said, you know us.
Oh.
Holding it down. They call us POP.
I didn't know if you said I can't hear you or something. Felt like I was back out in storm coverage for a moment. But we are here at Ed White High School. We got a big one for Rains and Ed White tonight. And all over the area, we have high school football games. It's nice that the storm cleared out in time to keep a lot of these games here on a Friday night. There are several games on Saturday, even one with Mandarin on Monday. So this is what we do on Fridays. We head out to an area high school. We've only got a few left now in the month of November. But it's a Friday presented by Nimnicht Buick GMC. And, the Commander Stadium also presented by Nimnicht, the Chevrolet side of things. Over there on the scoreboard, as I can tell. Nice. So, Nimnicht loud and proud here on a
team
Friday
effort.
On ESPN 690 and at Ed White, so that worked out well. Thankfully, it wasn't a different car place.
That would have been less fun.
Yeah. Absolutely. Brent Martineau, Kasey Kuhrts, Aaron Schachter. Nathan Walter's going to join us in a bit. We're going to talk, you're going to talk about the U.S. men's national
really
team
throwing
roster.
it on his shoulders, aren't you?
Hey, Aaron Schachter is there. What's up,
buddy?
Aaron Schachter? I thought you were calling out sick today. Why didn't you come back to work?
I didn't call out sick. I haven't been sick in a while.
I know.
You were sick last week.
Was I sick? I think my kids were sick.
Well, you took the days.
Yeah, to take care of the children.
Yeah, you were.
It's all about the kids.
You were coughing. There was a cough.
But you're back, man.
I am
good
back.
To see you.
Yeah, you tried to get me to stay
him.
away.
I can't see him. You're right. Well, I can. I actually.
Say good to hear you. That would have been it.
YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. I can look at it too. So we do have that going for us. Hey, the Jags. I think now I'm starting to feel like Evan Ingram's going to play. From at least what Doug Peterson said today, he's all good. And then him and Rayshawn Jenkins are making the trip. So we'll see about Jenkins in the concussion protocol. That's obviously a process that plays out all the way through the Saturday portion of things. But if Evan Ingram could play, I think that's a nice lift for the Jacksonville Jaguars because you add more speed. And like I said, the Jaguars are trying to be built like the Chiefs. The question is, can they get there, guys? Like, how much do you feel like if you look at the Jags roster, you can see the Chiefs roster in the making from an offensive perspective? And I know that sounds kind of crazy, right? Ludicrous. Well, they got Mahomes and they've got Kelsey and they've been to Super Bowls and so many playoff games and they keep winning. Like, I get that. But I continue to say this and nobody stops me from saying it, that they're trying to be the Chiefs.
Yeah, you keep making the comparison, but I'm on the same page with you in that this is a fast team, not just on offense, but on defense as well.
Kasey, I mean, everybody wants to be the Chiefs if they can. Like, do you see Miami? Do you look at Miami like they're trying to be the Chiefs?
I think Miami is much more of the Chiefs than the Jags because
they actually stole a piece of it.
Well, yeah. They did that. They did that. Don't get me wrong. They did that. But I think the model that they use, right, all their receivers are fast and you have that going for you. And I think they use a multitude of running backs. And the tight end is pretty good. He's not Travis Kelce, but he's pretty good. So I look at them more so. And here's why I look at the Jags as not as much. The Chiefs don't have a running back. They got 3 guys they use. They move them in and out. The Jags have invested heavily in this guy, and they use him on every play we've seen for the most part. So I look at that, and then I look at the receivers. Yes, the Jags receivers are quick, but I like MVS and Juju and Hardman. Like, that's a whole different level to me. I know we did the times of how fast the Jags receivers are, but it
Also,
just feels different.
Juju's not some speedster headed down the field, and neither really is Hardman, even though Hardman can beat some folks down the sidelines.
Hardman looks fast.
Those are possession guys.
Hardman's fast.
Those are slot guys. Those are guys in the middle of the field along there causing some confusion as Kelce breaks out to the sideline.
But the other reason I say that is because you have the Chiefs who decided to not heavily invest in wide receiver. They let their guy go.
Yeah.
And they brought in these other guys to kind of fill places where the Jags, on the flip side, invested heavily in wide receiver.
Try to throw some money at it. Yeah.
So although that, yes, I hear the comparison. I get what you're saying. I think they might want to be that, but as they're currently constructed, it's not the same to me.
Okay, well, and again, this sounds like ludicrous because I'm like, Brent, you're trying to compare the Chiefs' offense of these last 5. Like, we know how good they've been. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is way up here. Trevor's trying to get somewhere, right? Travis Kelce is way up here. Clay Harbor says he's the best tight end ever to play the game. I mean, the Jags don't have that. Andy Reid, by the way, has a tremendous resume and has done it for a long time and longer than Doug Peterson. And so, like, I get all of that, but I also I like how you brought that up about the running game, Kasey, because I'm wondering if, okay, it's really hard to match what Kasey has from an experiential standpoint and also just from maybe a straight-out speed and talent standpoint. So you kind of do it, but you also have the ability to run. Because really, Kasey doesn't try to run much. And they don't have, like, this unbelievable offensive line, and they don't try to use Edwards-Helaire to that degree. I mean, they can run because the passing game's so crazy, but that's not how you look at them. The Jags actually are getting more 50-50 every week. So I wonder if it's like a part of KC, but with a running game, which also you would think would be extremely effective. And therefore, is it really more Philadelphia than it is KC? And kind of what Doug did in Philly and even what they're doing right now in Philly, because they can throw the ball on an explosive level with Devonta Smith and also with A.J. Brown, and then obviously they can run it too.
Well, Mahomes and Kelce and Tyreek Hill, when he was there, and these receivers, they're a special thing, but it's not like KC can't run the ball or doesn't run the ball. They move that ball on the ground. It's just they normally do it with these guys who you're like, oh, it's another guy. It's another regular draft pick versus these teams who need these superstars, or the Jaguars with Travis Etienne. Obviously, one of the most important, if not the most important player on offense these days, certainly the most capable. On KC, it seems like you could throw anybody back there, and they're going to go for 50 to 70 with a touchdown when they need to.
Even you, Aaron Schachter.
Yeah, even me.
Well, one more thing here, guys.
Straight up the middle.
Obviously, if you take Mahomes out of the mix, it changes the whole story. If you took Kelce out of the mix, how dynamic would KC be? Because, I mean, Cole Hardman's fast, but he's kind of just a fast receiver in the NFL. I mean, he's not Tyreek Hill. And Juju Smith-Schuster's been a nice, accomplished receiver, but that's all he's been. He's not going to the Hall of Fame. At least he's not on a track to do that. He's really coming on strong. But how much does Kelce make those guys better? How much does just Mahomes make them better? How much does Andy Reid just make them better? I got to feel like the missing link for a lot of these teams is that kind of tight end, right? I mean, Atlanta doesn't want to use that tight end even though they drafted him top 5.
Yeah.
And like Kittle, when San Francisco really cooks, he plays really well.
Mm-hmm.
And Philadelphia, when they've done really well over the years, their tight ends have been heavily involved. When Baltimore does their thing, they're heavily involved. And so I just think Kelce is kind of the magical piece in that, and that's not dismissing, obviously, a guy like Patrick Mahomes. He's special.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. I think we haven't seen it to the point where he's not out there and can those other guys cook without him. But even if he has a huge day or he doesn't, the threat, what he can do in the middle of the field and even on the outside, it makes everybody on notice. You have to pay attention to it. And I think that just frees everything up. I think it would be an interesting turn of events to see them without him this year in a game that matters, because when he's missed games before, they've had Tyreek Hill. Now they don't have that guy, so can they still go at that high level if he's not in the middle of the field? We're not going to find out this week, but I wonder if we will find out throughout the year.
All right. Hey, let's go to the phones and talk a little soccer. Kasey's about to get in his element here. Kasey's giggling. Kasey's blushing probably right now. We're going to talk about this U.S.
I'm
men's
playing with my
national
fidget
team.
cube, actually.
Oh, is that what you're doing? Let's bring in Nathan Walter from the Jacksonville Armada, of course. And you guys can just have at it here and talk about the roster. And, of course, we're going to get an England-USA matchup the day after Thanksgiving. And part of those festivities, Nathan Walter, hope you're doing well, is a watch party at the baseball grounds that we'll all be at. How's the turnout going to be? How are the preparations for that big event?
Hey, gents. Pleasure today. And, the event's been amazing. The correspondence with the community. There'll be over 1,000 people there, and we hope to add a few more and, really create a great atmosphere in the baseball grounds.
Nathan Walter with us here, and what did you make of Team USA's roster as it came out, as you look at it in what has been a somewhat of a mystery, some concern for U.S. soccer fans? How do you think it shook out?
Yeah, look, it's a really young group, and that is the reality of this next wave coming through. If you look at the midfield and the attacking average age at 23 years old, there's not a lot of experience in there, but there is a lot of talent. And, normally with young talent comes no fear, and they just go after it. And that's kind of a World Cup atmosphere where you have one chance, one opportunity, and you've got to go through it. So I think there was a few surprises in there. I think Zach Steffens being left out was an interesting one. Very experienced goalkeeper. Been at probably arguably one of the best teams or clubs in the world for the past 2 years. Granted, he was a second-string goalkeeper, but when you're in that environment and you're taking daily shots off probably one of the best midfielders in the world, Kevin De Bruyne, you're still sharpening your tools. So I think that was a little shock for me. He made a move this summer away from Manchester City to Middlesbrough in the Championship in England, which is the second division in England, which is still a very, very competitive league and has been playing regularly. I think he would be disappointed. I think he made that move to try and get on this roster. And, that's a shock for me right there.
Yeah, he definitely did make the move to get on the roster, but I agree with you. It's definitely a shock, Nathan, but I think they were going with Matt Turner either way. So do you think, obviously, that decision made it easier, but to not take him at all, it surprises me.
So weigh that one up, right? So you got Matt Turner, who's the second-string goalkeeper at Arsenal right now, who has only played a handful of European, Europa League games, really has not been playing consistently. And has picked, Zach Steffens for the spot there. And then if you look at the other two, Sean Johnson, MLS vet, had a great year again, probably second best goalkeeper behind Andre Blake in the Philadelphia Union in the league. And so you understand that one. And then Ethan Horath is playing in Luton, the same league where Steffens is playing. And, who's you could throw that one up. And in my opinion, Zach pips it, but maybe there's something that the coach knows that, we don't. And obviously we know that, right? We know there's other complexities to picking players. So it was just a really interesting pick for me. It looks like Matt is going to be his number one, and we'll see how that whole dynamic plays out. But look, historically, the goalkeeping situation for the U.S. men's national team has always been very strong, and there's always been one particular person who sticks out of a very strong group. I just don't know if that is the case going into this World Cup.
Yeah, I think Matt Turner has played well for them, but to your point, he hasn't played a lot with Arsenal since he's been over there. Another surprise, as you know, Pepe not being on the team, or Pepe not being on the team, I should say. Here's where I was with it. I thought he was going to make it, and then I was like, okay, I don't think it's going to happen. And then he's been on fire recently, so I thought he was going to go. He's not on the team. Does that surprise you?
Yeah, it does. It really does, because, it looks like Haji Wright has come in and taken that position, right? It looks like that's the direction he's gone with. he probably had Pepe or Haji to compare, and it looks like he's gone with Haji Wright instead of Pepe. Haji, again, is a player on form. He offers something completely different to that forward line. I mean, if you look at the strikers or the attackers that the U.S. men's national team have, it's very similar. Haji offers a more stronger, physical presence up there, and more of a dynamic option. Ricardo Pepi's still young, 19 years old. It's a lot of pressure to go to a World Cup. Look, the scouting team of the U.S. men's national team have obviously looked at it and weighed it up, and obviously feel the two players that are in incredible form right now. One's got a little bit more experience than the other one. One offers something slightly different than the other one. And, one thing that we do know in these tournaments is you have to have versatility, and you have to have change, or you have to be able to change things up at times. And that's what Haji offers, Brandon Vazquez was probably another one in there. Had a really good season with Cincinnati. Another big, strong, physical forward who was kind of, probably had an opportunity to put his arm up and say, "Hey, I've had a great year. Put my name down." And it looks like Haji's picked both of them. So I think it's I think if you look across the roster, that's kind of an interesting scenario.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Let me ask you this: being in your position with the Armada, obviously not coaching, but still having a role with communicating with players and bringing players in. As far as we understand it, or as I understand it, Greg pretty much told Pepe, like, you should go to Europe and kind of get better, even though you're still young, and move out of Dallas like he did. And then he decides not to take him. That's got to at least hurt the relationship going forward. This guy's 19. You still need him to contribute to the U.S. for, the rest of his career. How do you see that if the relationship's going to be at least hurt there?
Yeah, I mean, look, he made a big decision, and it was big money paid. I mean, FC Augsburg, I want to say it was between $17 and $20 million transfer from FC Dallas to Europe. And, Augsburg obviously believe that he's not ready either, because they put him out on loan in our friend Stuart Webber's national place of love and birth, Netherlands. And he's doing well there. So clearly there's something there where Ricardo Pepi, they believe, is not ready. And, look, any sports industry, it's tough when you're not selected. It's tough when you're not picked. But he's 19 years old. He's got to pick himself up. He's got to show that strong mentality to rebound. And look, if Pepi goes on and becomes the player we all believe he can be, he's still got three to four other World Cups potentially to be a part of. So he's young. Let's see how he bounces back. But yeah, clearly there was a decisive decision made there based on a few factors. And Coach Berholt has got to stick to it. And he's played his card. So.
Nathan Walter with us, president of the Jacksonville Armada. He's going to help us break down this World Cup as we get closer and closer. November 21st, of course, the first match for the U.S., and then the big one the day after Thanksgiving. With all the festivities, there'll be a big watch party at the baseball grounds, 121 Financial Ballpark. We'll be there as well. In fact, we are planning on, now Florida State could mess this up a little bit with their basketball program, but we are planning on a 1 p.m. until 2 p.m. show for soccer with Kasey and Stuart Weber, and I think Nathan will probably jump in there a little bit too from the baseball grounds. And we're going to do our show that day, 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. because we hand off the Florida State football against the Gators that night. So all the festivities, of course, the World Cup match with the U.S. and England starts at 2 o'clock, I believe it is. So tell us a little bit more about when things open up, Nathan, and how to get involved, and what exactly is going to be going on at the baseball grounds on that Friday.
Yeah, so there's a little pre-game party, I would call it. The American Outlaws, Jacksonville American Outlaws, the supporters group for the U.S. men's national team, have partnered with Section 904, who are the official supporters group of the Jacksonville Armada. They have a pre-match party. We have DJs. We have inflatables for the children, different inflatables as well. We have soccer-specific inflatables, and then we have some more child activity type inflatables and bouncy houses, I think you call it here in the US. But yeah, there'll be food, obviously in the baseball ground, and drinks for the adults. Obviously some adult beverages, and yeah, we're really excited. I want to thank Barry Orthopedics for coming in and being the main sponsor of the event. Without them, we really couldn't put this on. There's an expense to open up the baseball ground and offer a free event here, and Barry Orthopedics stepped straight up as soon as I text Dr. George Barry, and he said, yeah, let's do it. It's for the community, and it's going to be a really exciting day. Potentially, I hope on the English side, myself personally, it's a very exciting day.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
How do you balance that,
yeah.
by the way? You're Team England, of course, and playing in the United States, but you also obviously have some favor toward the United States. I mean, that's going to be a little bit of a mental gymnastics for you going on, or is it easy? It's all England, obviously, all the time.
Well, I've been here 11 years now, and I look at myself as a Floridian, and America is very much my home, with obviously my wife and children being American. So I'm torn a little bit, but there would definitely be more swinging to the English side during that game. But I want the game to be really, really fun, because I think it's so important, not only for our local community, but the nation itself. People talk about 1994 when the World Cup came here, and the explosion of the sport. We're about to see it here right now this year, and then again in 2026 we're about to really have that touch of World Cup fever, and to really see how that can explode the sport nationally on a national level. Can we get it to a point where it can compete, with the NBAs of the world, the NFLs of the world? The next 5 to 10 years for the sport in this country is very, very exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, and that's why I think the watch party is such a good idea, right? People that maybe wouldn't be interested in it, they come down, they have a good time, and obviously it will be a good time, hopefully, as you mentioned, if the game is good. Nathan, let me ask you one about the roster for England. I know you're happy with it. I saw your tweet. Where's Jared Bowen? I love Jared Bowen. Maybe I'm biased, but, why is Jared Bowen not included in this squad for England? Come on!
Yeah, so that's an interesting one, right? Because there is so much talent in that area, and I think this is what it comes down to, Kasey. I truly do. He's had 3-4 opportunities over the last couple of months to join the England squad in international friendlies, and quite honestly, and I think he's such a talented player and an exciting player for the future, but I don't think he did enough, mate. I really don't. I don't think he made the impact that he needed to make. And that's why he's gone, Gareth Southgate's gone with the experience within those areas, and players on form as well, So, he definitely had his hand up, especially coming off last year's performance. And then this year he started off pretty slow.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting, as the year plays on for him. But he's definitely one for the future. But I really, just to touch on the English squad, the average age is 26, so it's 3 years older than the US team. And if you look at, I think it's 3/4 of the squad played in the last World Cup. So there's a lot of experience, there's a lot of pressure on this England team. It is, for me, in my eyes, they have to go and compete, and they have to put themselves into a position to win this tournament. If not, if they don't go all the way or get close to going all the way, I think it's a failure for the country, just purely because of the amount of talent that is in that team. And this has been a process to get England to where they are today to compete at this World Cup. So there's lots of experience there, and players that have played on the big stage and big environments, and that's exciting.
Well, if you're talking about average age of 26, you're talking about a lot of guys in their prime. Also, you're talking about how tough of a match that will be for the United States the day after Thanksgiving. Again, 121 Financial Ballpark, the baseball ground. It's going to be a big party. We'll be out there with ESPN 690 as well. Nathan Walter, Jacksonville Armada, helping put that big watch party on as well. So we'll keep getting you in here as our analyst, along with Kasey, as this World Cup heats up 2022. Nathan, have a good weekend, man. Thanks for jumping in.
Beautiful. Thanks. I just want to say one last thing. I just want to thank the Jumbo Shrimp as well for being such amazing partners. when we kind of came all together to put on this event, they were straight up, heads in, let's do it, let's make it happen for our community. So I want to give a big shout out specifically to Noel and their group. And thanks, everyone. Thanks so much. Look forward to the next couple of weeks talking about
All right,
beautiful
thanks,
game.
Appreciate it. Have a great weekend, Nathan Walter. And no surprise with the Jumbo Shrimp, good partners of ours as well, as you hear all the games for the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp right here on ESPN at 690. And we'll be out there in a couple of Fridays from now, day after Thanksgiving, for the World Cup match between England and the United States. Let's take a break. We come back. We talk a different kind of football, of course. 4 o'clock hour, Jordan DeLugo joins us. We have picks at 4:30. 5 o'clock, we go to high school ranks. We are live at Ed White High School, Commander Stadium. They'll host Reigns here tonight. 2 good football teams. How about Ed White? They've shut out 4 of the last 6 opponents they've played.
Damn.
In the defense come to play against Reigns. It's a Friday presented by Nimnick Buick GMC, and we'll be right back on ESPN 690.
Don't miss See Better, Drive Safer Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts with great deals on wiper blades, headlight bulbs, and more. Right now, get up to a $20 gift card after mailing rebate with the purchase of select Sylvania bulbs. Plus, get double O Rewards points with your purchase. Prepare for the weather ahead during See Better, Drive Safer Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Everyone can boost their digital confidence with NordVPN. All it takes is one simple click. NordVPN will block online trackers, hide your virtual location, and secure your devices from malware-infected files during downloads. It will also detect malicious websites. So catch the Black Friday deal for a 1- or 2-year plan at NordVPN.com and get 3 months for free. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
If you play a sport or coach a sport or watch a sport in Jacksonville, there's a really good chance that uniform was ordered through Baker Sports. Look good, feel good, play good. Custom sports apparel at Baker Sports since 1997, and a staff that wants to help you. They are experts in the business and make outfitting your team a seamless endeavor. The homegrown Jacksonville business is now the top choice for apparel all over the Southeast. Baker Sports, uniforms, hats, shoes, embroidery, screen printing, and 3D printing. They do it all at Baker Sports, helping make your team look good.
Hey, this is Bruce.
And I'm Carrie.
We're the owners of Koala Insulation. Fall is finally here, and hopefully so are milder temperatures. But don't wait to insulate your home. Take advantage of 20% savings off our summer rates and start saving on those utility bills now and all those hot summers to come.
Give us a call and set up your free evaluation at 679-6282 or find us online at koalainsulation.com.
What's better than all those Thanksgiving casseroles? How about 4 big ways to save on a new Toyota at Arlington Toyota? Like no payments until 2023 on your new Toyota purchase. Arlington will even waive your last... Arlington will pay up to MSRP for your trade. You'll also get no maintenance costs for 4 years. Don't wait. Shop Arlington Toyota in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, and online at arlingtontoyota.com today. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/thankful for full details.
Dave Binion with Zero Res. Let us help you get ready for the holidays. Book today and Zero Res will clean your carpets for only $49 a room. Plus, we will give you 25% off your tile and grout cleaning. Zero Res spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
In Florida, it's not if the storms are coming, it's when the storms are coming. And that's why you need the Chief. Jacksonville's chief meteorologist, Mike Burrish, with a proven track record of keeping local families safe. Rain, heat, hurricanes, flooding, tornadoes. We get it all. Just more reasons why you need the Chief. Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish, backed by the First Alert Weather Team. Only on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Action Sports Jacks. Watch, listen, subscribe. You can watch us on CBS 47 and Fox 30. You can listen right here on ESPN 690. And you can subscribe to our YouTube and podcast, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Action Sports Jacks. Watch, listen, subscribe.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Brent Martineau, Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kuhrts. Just joined by Nathan Walter. We talk a little soccer. That's twice this week, Kasey. I hope you're keeping score.
Look at us, guys.
That's twice.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
Oh, my gosh.
It's going to pay off. Trust me.
The shakes.
The shakes.
It's going to pay off.
It's going to pay off, guys. You'll see. You'll all see.
I can get excited about the World Cup. I hope there's a fever.
Oh, because we had Nathan and he talked in an English accent like I'm not good enough?
Yes.
We just needed Nathan?
That's part of it.
English accent.
That's actually part of it.
It's so gentlemanly.
I do get excited about that. Yeah. So that's good. Friday's presented by Nimick Buick GMC. We're at Commander Stadium. We got the Reigns game here. This is kind of our pseudo game of the week. When you get to the playoffs, we don't really do a game of the week because they're all really good. But this is kind of the one that we're really pumping up today. That's why we're here, and we'll make different stops over the course of the postseason over these next few weeks. Really, the season's going to wind down in a hurry now as teams start losing in their seasons end, and hopefully we keep some teams alive throughout the month of November, heading into state championship time. Aaron Schachter, you made it through the storm okay? The kids made it through the storm okay?
Yeah, not much of a storm by us, but yeah, we made it just fine. We didn't even lose electricity, as I suspected.
Yeah.
Much to do about nothing for us.
Hey,
I know some people got flooded, though.
Yeah, well, obviously, though, it's a water event for the most part. I'll tell you this, though. I thought the wind was pretty significant all week, and I was a little surprised more people didn't lose power because of it.
Yeah.
But actually, power wasn't a major problem.
It really wasn't, except for on Casey's commute, where he got to see a transformer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that thing popped.
That's kind of that's a memorable moment for you.
How
about this? How about this quote, real quick, guys? We're going to talk a lot more football at 4 o'clock and, of course, 5 o'clock as well. But this is from Tom Brady. I've heard there's 3 million ticket requests for 67,000 seats. The Bucs are playing the Seahawks in Germany, of course, on Sunday. The place is going to be rocking, and if it's anything like what I see in those German, how do you say this, Bundesliga games?
Bundesliga.
Yep. Bundesliga, just say it fast. This is going to be one of the most epic games that we've ever played in. This is a guy that's played in like 45 Super Bowls. Is that true? 3 million ticket requests?
Sounds like he's going to the Aaron Schachter School of Exaggeration right there.
No, I think I had heard something like that, though. I think I heard that months ago. And if that's the case, guess what? There are going to be more games in Germany. A lot of people are going.
A lot of people are not happy about this weekend if that's the case. But yeah, you're right. If that's the demand, then holy smokes.
I mean, look, Germany.
Where was this demand when NFL Europe was a thing?
Well, it was in Germany, though. Like, the folks in Germany, Brian Sexton worked NFL Europe or World NFL. What was that? World, whatever. The World Football League? Something like that?
We'll go with it.
Whatever it was. But there was whatever rendition of it was. And they said the people in Germany now, all out on the NFL. Like, that's the biggest spot for NFL fandom outside the United States, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You would think it'd be England or London.
Well, now it might be because it's grown, but I'm talking like, let's just say in 2010, before they went to London. And I think this shows that it's even bigger than London.
What about Australia? They play a lot of rugby down there.
Yeah, they like their football, not ours. But they do like to send punters to the NFL in college.
Yeah.
Anyway, just an interesting note. You're going to see a heck of a lot more games in Germany. I've got a feeling. All right, 4 o'clock hour. Let's talk more about Jags and break down this game coming up with the Chiefs. Do they have a chance? How do you find a path to victory for the Jacksonville Jaguars? Let's try to do it when we come back on ESPN 690 on a Friday presented by Nimick Buick GMC.
There's life before sports injury. There's life after. You're in pain, and you need answers, fast. Mayo Clinic's orthopedic and sports medicine team will see you same day. No referral necessary. Rest assured, we'll get it right from the start. and have you back in action as quick as you can say. Ranked the #1 hospital in Florida for orthopedics. To schedule, visit sportsmedicine.mayoclinic.org.
It's tournament time this month at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. The GOPO 500, a $500 no-limit hold'em tournament, will be on Saturday, November 19th at Best Bet Orange Park. Then the 10th annual Turkey Bowl Deep Stack Bounty, a $200 no-limit hold'em tournament, will be on November 24th, Thanksgiving Day, at Best Bet Jacksonville at 7 p.m. There are also weekly no-limit hold'em tournaments going on at Best Bet St. Augustine every Wednesday and Saturday. Go to bestbetjacks.com to learn more.
Go Tuckin', the most fun way to experience the best of Jacksonville. Whether it's a Jacksonville sightseeing tour in an open-air tuk-tuk or private transportation in their luxury Mercedes Party limo, Go Tuckin' is top-rated. Enjoy an exclusive Jacksonville public art tour, a residential architecture and history tour, or a Jack's Urban Core brewery tour. Go Tuckin' offers locally guided tours for your next company outing, bachelor or bachelorette party, or a simple group outing with friends and family. Visit GoTUKN.com. Go Tuckin' of Jacksonville to schedule a Tuckin' good time today.
It takes an amazing staff and incredible customers to be in business for over 80 years. This month of November, the Nimnick family, led by Billy and Lee, is reflecting with thanks and gratitude. Nimnick knows that how you treat people matters, and for over 8 decades, they have been humbled by your trust in their dealerships. My family has purchased 5 different vehicles with the Nimnick family, and you can feel the sincerity of the people and relationships. NimnickBuickGMC.com and on Phillips Highway, GMC. We are professional grade.
Here at Rhino Shield, we've been protecting homes for over 20 years. We're your go-to coating company for repairing and coating stucco, but Rhino Shield is engineered for any surface. Our coating is perfect for any siding or other material used on homes. From stucco to vinyl, brick, wood, or hardy board, if it's on your house, we can coat it. You know how in every good ad there's always a, but wait, there's more. Well, here it is. Not only do we protect homes, but we also do commercial and industrial buildings. If your business office gives the wrong impression or your warehouse looks the worse for wear, we are ready and able to get your building up to standards you can be proud of. Come check us out. Learn how we can help you or your business look great with 30% off your next job. It's a new day at Rhino Shield. Call or visit us online to set up an appointment. Rhino Shield, engineered to outlast paint.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Jacksonville area attorneys. Offices in Jacksonville and by appointment only in Ponte Vedra Beach. Online at CordellCordell.com. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is SportsCenter.
No longer day-to-day when it comes to the Bills with quarterback Josh Allen, but literally hour to hour. That's the approach the team is taking when it comes to making a decision on their franchise quarterback and whether he'll play against the Vikings Sunday because of an elbow injury, according to Coach Sean McDermott.
Just looking at how he's going to progress through the day and as he goes through his different tests medically, making sure that he's able to check the boxes in a progression. So we'll see where it goes. Josh needs to be Josh. If he's able to play and Case plays, then Case needs to be Case and run the offense.
Case would be backup quarterback Case Keenum. Allen officially listed as questionable. Steelers linebacker TJ Watt will return from a pec injury against the Saints on Sunday. NBA, ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports the NBPA believes there's optimism for a resolution to the Kyrie Irving situation very soon. Nets suspended Irving a minimum 5 games for failing to initially apologize for his tweet that contained a link to a film containing anti-Semitic material. He may not be in a position to return, though, in the next 2 games.
Temperature's getting low, but demand remains high? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates, all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Broadcasting live from the Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
ESPN 690 and Action Sports Shacks presents Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau.
We're going to have to show a little more patience than the year 2 pom-pom people.
Kasey Kuhrts.
Yo! What are we doing, bro? Come on!
And Aaron Schachter.
I'm all in favor of these two showing their love, really celebrating their relationship.
Get him! Get him! Get him! This is Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau, Kasey Kuhrts, and Aaron Schachter on Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio, ESPN 690.
What's happening from Ed White High School? Brent Martineau, Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kuhrts, Brent and Friends on ESPN 690. And we got a big football game here tonight in the high school football playoffs. Let it begin. Get out of here, Nicole, and clear the path for a beautiful Friday evening here in Northeast Florida. Hope everybody is okay and was safe and didn't get too much damage, especially those folks in the Riverside area and down by the beaches, of course. There's some major damage, of course, right along the shore in parts of St. Augustine, Volano Beach, but really all the way down to Daytona, too. So hopefully everybody did okay and a little bit of cleanup happening here on a Friday. It's breezy today. I expected it to be even more, and I was debating whether to even come out here, but really not bad. Listen, I'm a storm chaser now, so I'm cool with doing the forecast.
Officially certified.
Yes.
I saw you in the rain.
Absolutely. I got resume tape material now, and it's fresh. So look out, Jim Cantori, Weather Channel. I'm sending it in. I'm
Easy breezy, beautiful
right now.
cover, girl.
Like, do I go Sports Center or Weather Channel? Like, that's what I'm debating right now. Where's my career path going to take me?
Huh. Hey, I just want to throw this out there before
Probably neither is what you're getting at. Just say it. Neither. You ain't good enough.
Brent's been outside too long.
Yeah.
Sorry. Did I interrupt you?
Yeah, you yelled. I forget what I was going to say. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I was vibing super hard during the open. It wasn't on cam. So now I'm very dizzy.
You know, you're making a joke, but I have found as I've gotten older, whenever I like headbang to a song,
I was headbanging.
I risk a concussion these days.
I was fired up,
like
and
I
now
get all
I'm extremely dizzy.
I get very concerned.
And like I have work to do.
Might put you in the Tua section in that control room over there.
Oh, all right. Well, when you do that, let's bring in Jordan DeLugo so he can rescue
Someone
both of
who's
you.
not dizzy.
Both of you. Maybe he is dizzy. I don't know.
Have you been headbanging, Jordan, or what?
I have not been. I have been enjoying some beers out here in Kansas City. Trying to
Oh!
find a bunch of Chiefs fans right now.
Wow, you're already out in KC?
That's right. We have family out here, so we're doing a little early Thanksgiving on Saturday. Gonna have some barbecue, of course.
You gonna stop by Jack Stack? Where are you going?
I think that we're having Zardes. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get Jordan moving around a little bit. We're losing him wherever he is in Kansas City in
Some
the Midwest.
competitive barbecue people are listening, trying to mess with the phone lines.
They were. Let's make sure we got. Oh, there you
I
go.
will say,
He's
best
good.
burnt ends I've ever had in my life. We're out of Kansas City. Good stuff.
So, okay, let's cut to the chase right now then. So, where are you? I get barbecue. I like the barbecue around here. I like the barbecue in Georgia. I like I've been to Kansas City barbecue, and now I forget which ones like I went to because I've been a couple of times. But like, what's the Mecca one? There's probably one that's like everybody goes to because it's become popular. Then like the locals will say, no, that's not the real good, and that's where the tourists go. So like, do we know what those are? Like where we should go for the barbecue, Jordan, Aaron?
Well, yeah, a lot of people talk about Gates barbecue.
Yes.
You've got
Jack Stack. Joe's Kansas City is pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. So you probably can't go wrong, right?
I mean, they're pretty much known for it.
Accurate.
Yeah, good stuff. That Jack Stack is the tourist trap you're talking about, Brent. Jack Stack, but holy smokes, was that good eating, man.
Yeah. So we might have to like. I don't mind a good little steak on the road sometimes, especially if the station's paying.
Oh, yeah. Look, when I
So,
used
like-
to travel with the team, they used to give us a stipend to eat.
Yeah.
You know, you fly in on a Saturday, and they feed you 18 meals on the plane. And then you get to the hotel, you're already full, but, you know, you're going to go out to dinner with the boys. So you spend your stipend, your $70. You know, back then, before, you know, a Happy Meal cost $70, it was kind of hard to spend $70 on one meal for one person.
Well, hey, listen, you and Kasey get that Uber Eats, and those
Yeah.
small fries and that little toy in the Happy Meal are
Yes,
expensive.
But back then, I was going to every steakhouse I could find. I ate a $20 baked potato in Houston. A $20 baked potato. These days, that would have been like a $60 baked potato. It's like a 5-pound baked potato, comes encrusted in salt. They crack it open in front of you. They start putting all the fixings on it. And then to justify the price tag, they spill some, what's the baby fish eggs called? The caviar.
Caviar.
They spill the caviar on top. I'm looking at the guy going, what are you doing? You ruined my potato.
He did the potato, like, you know, like the places now do the guacamole, they make it right there.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they did with the potato?
It was the gimmick. It was the whole gimmick, yeah. But I'm sitting there going, why don't you take the caviar back to the kitchen, bub? I want this potato. I don't want the caviar.
Hey, Jordan, are we rescuing you from family time, or are we cutting into family time here?
Not at all. A little bit of both, I guess. We're having a good time. We're going out to Concordia, Missouri. Not a lot of people know about that. I'm sure back home, but a lot of the family's from around there, so we're going to go check out some of the spots out there.
Cool.
All right, so early Thanksgiving for you guys. Did you hear the news, by the way? Mecole Hardman out of this football game. He will not play. In fact, actually, I know you've heard the news because I think I saw you tweet it, Jordan.
Yes,
that's a pretty good. That's a pretty big deal, right? I mean, that's a good break for the Jags.
You know, had the Chiefs not traded for Kadarius Toney a couple weeks ago, I'd be like, yeah, hell yeah, that definitely takes a little bit of the bite out of the Chiefs' offense. But I think Kadarius Toney can fill a lot of the roles that they have Mecole Hardman playing. Look, they've got a million receivers to throw to. They got Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid. I mean, if I was a Chiefs fan, I would not be worried about it.
Yeah, I hear you. It does look like and sound like Evan Ingram's going to play, so the Jags should have their full complement of offensive players. Remember, Jamal Agnew could even get work back in. We had him here on the show earlier this week on ESPN 690, and he knows he wants to get some more snaps on the offensive side. So it looks Mecole Hardman is the guy that he's a fast guy. It is this, Jordan. It's one less fast guy on the field. You know, I mean, but you're right. I mean, Kadarius Toney fills the void, but I don't know, you throw Kadarius Toney out there with Mecole Hardman, and then maybe you got a little more opportunity if you're Andy Reid to try some things deep in the playbook.
And by the way, Kadarius Toney really hasn't been on the field consistently this year, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Right.
He's been, right.
They worked him in a little bit early last week, and I think with the Mecole Hardman situation, I'm sure he'll have a few more reps and designed plays out there for Kadarius Toney. But they've still got myriad. I mean, Juju, Travis Kelce. They've got, you know, Marquez Valdez. They're loaded.
You know what's amazing, Jordan? Like, the Chiefs, to me, what do they jump out as? Fast, speed. They've got all these 4-4 guys and less, really 4-3 guys. And Tyreek Hill really slammed that home. They bring Kadarius Toney in. They got Mecole Hardman. I'm not sure they're the best players in the world, but they are fast guys. But the funny thing is, and we were talking about this earlier in the show, it's not a fast guy that makes you scared of their offense. It's Travis Kelce. He brings something to the table that very few around the NFL can do. Nobody has, or very few teams have that guy, and maybe nobody has the guy that's as good as him.
Yeah, I don't think so. Me and Clay were talking about this. You know, Clay Harbor, he's a former NFL tight end. He thinks Travis Kelce is the best tight end of all time. You know, I don't know about that when you get into the all-timers, and I think he's up there. But bottom line is he's the most dangerous, and he is the most prolific tight end in the NFL right now. And their whole offense is designed around what he can do for them, which is quite a bit.
Jordan DeLugo with us from Generation Jaguar, genjag.com, Gen Jag on the YouTube channel as well. I saw you a lot this week, and I think you did something on your YouTube channel, maybe it was today or yesterday, about DeJuan Smoot and the pass rush.
Yeah.
And sounds like you were going a little bit back and forth on social media with Smoot versus Josh Allen and maybe others, the rotational player versus the standout player. Here's the bottom line. Smoot has been terrific. And that's a good thing for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I love DeJuan Smoot's story. But where do you come down on how Josh Allen is playing, Trayvon Walker's playing, how much they are playing and maybe shouldn't play? Because it's not that they're bad, but if you cut back a little bit and put Arden Key and Smoot in more, do you have fresher players throughout the course of the game that are able to deliver better reps and therefore be more productive? Because if we're being honest, that's what Smoot has been able to do. Smoot hasn't been a guy that's been on the field for 45 snaps and still getting this production. He's getting it in shorter reps, and part of that, I would assume, is because he's a very fresh player coming in off the sideline with a bunch of energy.
Well, yeah, and to me, part of it is also he's rushing from the interior primarily. And when you have offensive linemen, offensive tackles, running backs chipping and paying more attention to your edge players, Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen, guys who can wreck the game with their physical ability, it's easy to feast on the inside. You've got DeJuan Smoot, who is going up against guards on the interior. They have no business blocking a guy with his pass rush prowess in clear pass rushing situations. And so I think all of that combines to create an advantageous situation for DeJuan Smoot, absolutely. And I agree with you. I think it's great that he's playing so well for the Jags in that rotational role. And I think instead of trying to kind of pit DeJuan Smoot versus Josh Allen, you should just be thankful that you have both of them, in my opinion.
You know, it's interesting. I brought your tweet to the show the other day about Smoot, and you know, it's kind of unfair how the fan base looks at a guy like Josh Allen or even Trayvon Walker and just laser focuses on the stat of sacks versus what they can do to help that line be better. And to a certain degree, guys like Devon Hamilton, Arden Key as well, eating thanks to Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker. But how do you think that ends up playing out for a guy like Josh Allen, who at least there were fans in the city who wanted to unload him for draft picks this year, or a guy like Trayvon Walker, who I think people are waiting to see explode going after the quarterback, but may not be what's on the plate for him? Like, what kind of leash are you giving him when you look at these guys?
Yeah, well, when you look at Trayvon Walker, I mean, when you talk about leash, this is a rookie. The leash is long, and he's coming off a game in which he picked up 4 pressures. I didn't think he did a great job setting the edge against the run last week, and I think, you know, there's some give and take when you talk about pinning your ears back and going to get the quarterback versus playing a complete game in terms of being able to set the edge, dropping coverage, all that fun stuff. But the leash is long for Trayvon Walker. You know, he was drafted, and regardless of what they say, he was a project. Everyone knows that. And I think that you got to give him well into his second season to really see what you've got overall with Trayvon. You've seen the flashes, obviously. And then Josh Allen, I mean, I don't think there needs to be a leash. He's playing good football for the Jaguars. He's among, you know, the top 15 in pressures. He's getting after the quarterback, getting quarterback hits. And he's really, really good against the run, really, really good in coverage. And he's a leader. I think he's doing good. Now, have the last 2 games been his best pass rushing game? Absolutely not. And I think that's fair to say. I think it's fair to say he needs to do a little bit more in the pass rush. But when you look at what he's done on the season, I don't think there's any reason to complain about Josh Allen and what he's doing.
Well, here's the deal. I agree on a lot of fronts with that. And nobody probably in town loves Josh Allen more than me. But I think he can do more, Jordan. And I think Trayvon Walker can do more. And I think they need to do more. Like, for this team has played a lot of good football in spurts. Josh Allen has played good football in spurts. Trayvon Walker has had some nice moments. Devin Lloyd's had nice moments. Like, I talk about this a lot. And this Sunday is a prime case of what we've experienced over the last 9 weeks. If the Jags are going to really compete and threaten and win this football game against Kansas City, they can't have the spurt play of these guys. They need consistent, strong play from these guys. Trayvon, Smoot when he gets in there, the Arden Key flashes, Devin Lloyd, Josh Allen, Aluakin. They need them all. Like, this is the game. They need them all to play well. And I do think that these guys can play better and be more productive, because at the end of the day, we still do look at production. That is how you're measured, and the stats from that vantage point matter. Are they doing more? Yes. They are doing probably more than the stats show. Are they doing enough? Jordan, I would say, no, not really. They're not. They need to do more.
not enough consistently, and I think you can say that for the entire football team in Jacksonville right now. You've seen spurts, like you said, from the offense, from the defense, from specific position groups, from specific players, but the bottom line is every player on this team has made too many mistakes and has not played consistent enough football for this team to have a better record than 3-6. And I mean, you could look at a couple guys, Tyson Campbell, that might be it. I think everyone else has had their fair share of mistakes this year.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, even like I was going to jump in and say, hey, what about ETN? I had the huge fumble and a drop pass. I mean, he's cost them points. Like, he's cost them 2 touchdowns, you know? So, I mean, as good as he's been the last month, there were times. Honestly, you know what the way to answer this question? You know the best, most consistent player maybe this year for the Jacksonville Jaguars? I think.
Logan Cook?
No, he's been great too, but I don't count him. And I love Logan, but I'm not going to there. Everybody goes there, and I don't want to go there. I think Jawan Taylor.
Yeah.
Jawan, and I'm not saying he hasn't made a mistake, but for the amount of snaps and percentage of mistakes and the amount of improvement and relative to where he's been, like, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been surprised to see Sheriff make some of the mistakes he's made. Like, he had a big holding call that they got wiped. They wiped it out because at the goal line because of the Kirk touchdown last week. But that was a massive holding call at the time. I mean, it was going to be 2nd and goal from the 2, and it turned into 1st and goal from the 12. Like, at the time, I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go again. You wonder why you're struggling in the red zone. So, I mean, I think you can make the case Tyson, but even he has had some moments. I think probably the guy that's been the most consistent player for the Jacksonville Jaguars is Jawan Taylor.
You know, I agree in terms of pass protection. He has been almost perfect all year. Outside of, he did help lose them that game in Philly, right? Hassan Reddick gave him the business in the second half of that football game. And he has picked up a couple penalties. And he is not a consistent run blocker. He has flashes. He has some plays where you're like, oh, goodness, what's he doing? But in pass protection, yeah, and that's the name of the game as an offensive tackle is pass protection. I agree. Jawan Taylor might be their best player, might be playing at the highest level of any player on that roster right now.
Yeah, more weeks than not. And by the way, this is a tough league to play 17 weeks your best football. And I don't think anybody asked that. I mean, Josh Allen's an MVP candidate for the Buffalo Bills, and he's had 2 weeks that look off right now to him, especially last week. But even if you go the week prior when they won the game, it was 2 turnovers. Patrick Mahomes had some moments. He didn't play that great, and they didn't play that great against Indianapolis, I don't believe. I mean, so, like, it's the nature of the league. You're not going to play 17 complete perfect games. It's impossible to do it, but you look at the most consistency, and that's where the Tyson Campbells come into play. Heck, I actually think Marvin Jones has been really good this year for this football team, and everybody's talking about Kirk and Zay Jones and Ingram and everybody else, but I think Marvin has been excellent for this football team and provided exactly what they needed for him to provide most of the year, including some fantastic catches on the season. Can they beat him, Jordan DeLugo? That's the question. Like, what's the path to get there for the Jags? I'll give you mine. I mean, I think it's a +2 in the turnover margin, and I think they have to, for the second time this year, I think they have to get to 30 points. I really do. I think they need some help. They need some short fields. We have not seen a lot of that recently, and the Jags need to get a little help from their defense, from turnovers, to get up to the 30-point mark most likely. If they do those 2 things, I think they got a hell of a chance to win. But what's the path in your opinion?
Yeah, you said the question is can they. That's, to me, the question is will they. I think we know they can. I think the Jaguars can go out and compete with anybody in the league. You've seen that week in and week out. They do not lose by more than a score. They haven't done it all year. So, but the path in this game, I think, like you said, there's going to be a lot of points. The Chiefs' defense is not their strong suit. They're starting 5 rookies right now on the defensive side of the ball. They're without Frank Clark this week, who's still serving that suspension. I think that you, on defense, do not blitz Patrick Mahomes. He will shred you. And Mike Caldwell is a guy that does like the blitz, so we'll see how that plays out. Yeah, you need to be able to capitalize. Like last week, you saw Andre Sisco. He was not able to make that pick 6. He makes that pick 6 this week, you're in business, right? And then you had some other – Darius Williams got his hands on a football, didn't catch it. Tyson Campbell, same thing. You got to capitalize, like you said. And then offensively, you cannot forget about Travis Etienne. You have got to feed him. Even if you come out blitzkrieg by the Chiefs and they go up 17-0 like the Raiders did last week, you've got to keep feeding Travis Etienne because he's your most consistent source of big-time yards, big-time chunk plays. And then Trevor just can't make the silly mistake. You see Steve Spagnuolo, he's running as much cover 2 as anyone in the league right now. That is what Trevor Lawrence has struggled with the most in his career. So it's going to be a big test for him. And if he can avoid just making those little mistakes here and there, especially in the red zone where he leads the league in interceptions, then the Jaguars are going to be just fine. It's going to be a competitive football game.
Let me throw some numbers at you from a Chiefs perspective. We talk about finding paths to win. Chiefs have lost 2 games this year, right? In those games that they've lost, they haven't scored more than 20, and the winning team hasn't scored more than 24. So it seems to me keeping that score low obviously favors the opponent rather than the Chiefs. To your point, Jordan, blitzing Mahomes often ends with people getting shredded. Some of those sacks can come in bunches, and it's come in bunches very recently. As a matter of fact, Mahomes 16 sacks on the season, but since the beginning of October, you're talking about 14 of those sacks. So very recently, that line has gotten really leaky, including 4 sacks on a pretty big Tennessee defensive front in their last game, which was an overtime win. Interceptions, the other part of that, right? Secondary having some struggles here for the Jaguars. Tyson Campbell's played well throughout the season, but clearly there are some issues back there. Interceptions, another thing that don't really happen too much for Mahomes, 21-6 touchdowns to interceptions this year. But sometimes they come in bunches as well. Against the Bills, he threw 2 interceptions this year, and he's now had an interception in 3 straight, at least an interception in 3 straight games. So ratcheting up that defensive pressure, I'm not sure if it has to be through only blitzing, but certainly ratcheting up that pressure might bode well for the Jaguars this week if the Chiefs continue to be a little bit leaky out there.
Yeah, and you talk about those stacks, right? Brent Martineau earlier talking about Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker. Those 2 players have got to step up to win this football game because you're talking about Andrew Wiley at right tackle, who is not a guy that should be starting at right tackle in this league right now. And then Orlando Brown, he's letting up a lot of pressure as well over on the left side. And so I think when you talk about getting off the field, limiting Patrick Mahomes, you got to have those 2 guys getting into the backfield and wreaking some havoc. But it's so difficult even if you get in the backfield. Mahomes is a magician back there, and he's an escape artist, and it's easier said than done.
Hey, we're going to wrap up with Jordan DeLugo, Generation Jaguar, GenJag.com, GenJag YouTube channel. But I got this for you guys first. I love to see what the headline would be. I used to say newspapers, but that's not a thing anymore. It's the headline on Sunday night, right? Monday morning. And Trevor Lawrence, and I know Jordan's a fan, I'm a fan, I think a lot of us are fans, and I think we saw that, and it feels good to be like a Trevor fan right now because that was a big-time game for him, and it was bigger than probably a lot of people even want to give credit for. The bounce back, the throws he made, what people are saying. He's had it a few times in his career, but this was big. If he comes out and goes toe-to-toe with Mahomes and delivers on his side of the ball, I'm not saying that win. Now, a win would even magnify it. But if he looks good like he looked good last Sunday, guys, we might really be seeing a launching point of Trevor Lawrence's career here in the middle of 2022. Like, I think that's the kind of talk. Like, right now, people are talking about Justin Fields 3 games in a row. I think there's reason to talk about Fields. He's really turned a corner. I think we could see Trevor, if he can put it together, if he has a big game, Jordan, to really take this turn where everybody's talking about him like they were talking about him when he came out of the draft, into the draft from Clemson.
Yeah, you got to stack the games, right? And Justin Fields has done that recently. Trevor Lawrence has not stacked a ton of really impressive performances. And so, yeah, for me, if you're talking about Trevor Lawrence going out to Kansas City and regardless of the end result, but playing a really clean football game, playing a good football game against a defense that does things that he struggles with, yeah, and doing that following up the effort he had last week, I think you could be looking at Trevor Lawrence arriving in this league.
Hey, one other note on this, Aaron. It's Nance and Romo on the call, man. It's Jags versus Mahomes. It's the next big thing when he came out a year ago with Trevor and Mahomes. Like, they put you on this stage, And so if you can deliver on that stage, and I know it's not a Sunday night game, Thursday night game, Monday night game, even Sunday afternoon game, that like late game, that changes it too. That amplifies it more. But it's still a big-time game on CBS in Kansas City, and the weather's going to be a little chilly. You're going to see, like, the breath coming out of the players, It's going to be a little NFL Films-ish, Aaron.
Like, get the symphonic music going behind it.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
I mean, again, this could be a big moment for Trevor if he's able to deliver.
I feel like a lot of people who want to support Trevor try to find reasons to say, see, steps, progress. But I'll say this. If he handles business and they win, you were talking about big moments, Brent. You were talking about name these trademark, big benchmark moments Trevor has had, and we struggled to really name 3 or 4. I mean, this would be one that you'd emblazon into a book. Yeah, no, obviously last week, this conversation happened a little bit before that, but you want to talk about big moments, beating the Chiefs in KC. That's one that'll go in his history books for sure.
Yeah. All right, have the good barbecue, Jordan DeLuga. We'll see you out there. You covering the game Sunday?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be doing my best here out in Kansas City and definitely enjoying the barbecue.
All right, man. Have a good one. Happy Thanksgiving early
Y'all
to
have
the
a good
family
one.
out in KC.
See you,
That's
buddy.
Jordan DeLuga from Generation
Thank
Jaguar.
you so much, y'all.
All right. Jordan joins us usually every Thursday, but because of the storm coverage yesterday, we got pushed into today. And I like thinking about that stuff, Aaron. I think it's cool where Trevor can go, but he's got to be the guy to do it. Now, he needs help, but he's got to be the guy to do it. The one other thing, and someone just texted, I won't, and I thought of this too because I saw the transcript today. I wasn't down for Doug Peterson. And, that cover 2 stuff that Lovie Smith in Houston gave fits to Trevor with, like Doug Peterson said, he said it's more like the shell coverage. It's not exactly that. And so he kind of expanded on it. You can see it on Jaguars.com, but I don't know if it's apples to apples to where the Jags struggled to get it in the end zone, I think, against Lovie in Houston. From a defensive standpoint, I mean, we all like to label it. So that's something to keep an eye on in this game. Now, Spagnuolo's a smart guy. He's been around the league for a long time. Smart defensive coordinators are usually pretty good against younger QBs. Can he fool them a little bit? I don't know. I think they kind of know what they're going to do from a Kansas City perspective, where I think it's a little bit less likely to compare it that way when you're talking about Lovie Smith in Houston. So we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out for Trevor. I think it's all about momentum. It's all about making plays. It's all about making the big plays, third down, sustaining drives, as Aaron said earlier this week, and not turning it over. And then when you get to the red zone, play well. Because once again, if you look at the numbers are crazy on the Jaguars in between the 20s. All the different metrics. When you get to the red zone, it's where it slams the door shut a little bit, and it's been very inconsistent. They've had excellent moments in the red zone, but they've also had some really bad moments. Guess what? You can't stall in the red zone against Kansas City. You got to make them pay and deliver with 6. More to come when we come back. We are live at Ed White High School. Big Friday night game against Reigns for the Commanders. And we're all over the place with the Blitz Scoreboard Show tonight at 9 o'clock until 10:30. Check it out. We'll have all the scores, the updates, some of the highlights, coaches calling in. Kevin Sullivan will join us in the 5 o'clock hour here to preview all of that. And the Friday Night Blitz, a playoff edition tonight, 10:30 on Fox 30, 11:15 on CBS 47 and Fox 30. Friday presented by Nimnick Buick GMC. We'll be right back.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
A mix of clouds and sun, breezy and warm today with some scattered showers, perhaps a thunderstorm into the early afternoon. Have that umbrella nearby. Temperatures reach the low to mid 80s. Clearing out tonight, though. Nice as we drop to near 60. A mostly sunny and warm Saturday. Highs tomorrow will approach 85. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jags.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Right now, get 42% off everything in the store. Don't buy until you get our price.
Dave Binion with Zero Res. Let us help you get ready for the holidays. Book today and Zero Res will clean your carpets for only $49 a room. Plus, we will give you 25% off your tile and grout cleaning. Zero Res spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Hi, this is Keith Gurr, president of American Window Products. We are Jacksonville's oldest replacement window company. We have been providing excellent service for over 38 years and still have an A+ rating. At American Window Products, we have helped over 36,000 homeowners, and we don't use subcontractors. Right now, we're offering a free installation on 6 or more windows, as well as a free energy package. Go to AmericanWindowProducts.com and click for an estimate. That's AmericanWindowProducts.com. American Window Products, we are the window professionals.
There's history being made. Has been, will be. Just something about those blue skies, high banks and high speed, all coming together in one perfect race. And it'll be here sooner than you think. The Daytona 500 at Daytona International Speedway, February 19th, 2023. Get your tickets now at Daytona500.com.
It takes an amazing staff and incredible customers to be in business for over 80 years. This month of November, the Nimnick family, led by Billy and Lee, is reflecting with thanks and gratitude. Nimnick knows that how you treat people matters, and for over 8 decades, they have been humbled by your trust in their dealerships. My family has purchased 5 different vehicles with the Nimnick family, and you can feel the sincerity of the people and relationships. NimnickBuickGMC.com and on Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Over 60,000 Americans learn they have Parkinson's disease each year. It can leave them and their families feeling alone, confused, and treading into unknown territory. But this journey doesn't need to be traveled alone. Jack's Hope, Inc. is here to help with guidance and support. Whatever you need to continue your fight with Parkinson's disease, Jack's Hope is here to make it a little easier by providing a comprehensive network of support for those with Parkinson's. For more information, visit jackshopeinc.org.
Boss, wait till you hear this.
Whoa, hang on. We just found 6 houses without Safe Touch security, so let me enjoy my good mood for a little bit, will ya?
Sorry, boss, but Safe Touch is running a buy one, get one free special on their 24/7 recording perimeter guard cameras.
A BOCO on cameras?
Yeah. Listen, get 5-star security surveillance with Safe Touch's 2-way communicator, free installation, and lifetime warranty. Plus, add a doorbell camera for just $99.
Oh, that Lester Jackson! Why is he doing this to me?
It's just another reason we have the Crooks and Us golden rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Yeah. So much for my good mood.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Monitoring agreement required with approved credit. Beat the holiday rush. Cameras are going fast. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Go Tuckin', the most fun way to experience the best of Jacksonville. Whether it's a Jacksonville sightseeing tour in an open-air tuk-tuk or private transportation in their luxury Mercedes party limo, Go Tuckin' is top rated. Enjoy an exclusive Jacksonville public art tour, a residential architecture and history tour, or a Jack's Urban Core brewery tour. Go Tuckin' offers locally guided tours for your next company outing, bachelor or bachelorette party, or a simple group outing with friends and family. Visit GoTuckn.com. Go Tuckin' of Jacksonville to schedule a Tuckin' good time today.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Main office, Jacksonville. I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREON info.com.
It's the Blitz Scoreboard Show every Friday night at 9 p.m. on ESPN 690. Join Brent Martineau, Kasey Kuhrts, and the Hall of Famer Kevin Sullivan for scores, analysis, interviews, and live video of games on the ESPN 690 social media platforms.
Oh, it's time, boys. Jarring, loud. We're back. We are back. Brent and friends.
That's one of my favorite parts of the weekend. That's right there. Why? Well, because I would say, like, for every other employee in the world, it's Friday.
Yep.
Halfway through. It's all one big day, man. There's no such thing as Friday in our world.
Fair enough.
Maybe for you, Aaron Schachter, as you go home to your cushy house for the next 2 days.
Yeah, buddy.
But, hey, you got to worry about itchy backs and itchy toes at 3 in the morning.
You ain't kidding, man. We had another doctor's visit this week.
Oh.
Should we leave the music and go into it?
I'm sorry. I know we're in a rush. It's okay.
Sorry. We had a doctor's visit today, too. It was a good one.
Oh, good. Let's talk doctor visits. Anyway, we move on to the picks. I lost last week. It's out in the open. Things are not going well for the Kasey picks, but could we get back on track this week? We will find out. But we start in the SEC. The team that Brent Martineau said could not make it to the college football playoff, even if they win the SEC championship, the LSU Tigers. By the way, talked to Austin Lane yesterday. He said that was the worst take he's ever heard somebody say.
Look at you telling. Look at you tattling to your buddies.
Fun fact, he came in here to tell me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Better check yourself, Martineau. Not a good situation. Anyway.
Hunting you down.
I just pray that everything unfolds, that somehow they end up in the SEC championship game, beat Georgia, and everybody else is like undefeated, and it somehow happens. Like they get a third loss but still end up in the SEC. And then I'm right.
Well, can we put you down for Arkansas plus 3.5? Because that's their opponent on the road. LSU minus 3.5. Who's got what?
I'm going to take Arkansas. Just hope it happens.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Watch out for the hangover at LSU, baby. This ain't in Baton Rouge. Pig suey.
Kansas for Martineau. I will take LSU. Aaron?
I couldn't take LSU quick enough.
By the way, hey, Aaron, don't you love the guy that lost?
Making fun of you for your picks?
Making fun of the guy that didn't lose.
That's true.
Last week.
Good point.
Anyway, do you have Mark's picks or no?
I don't, actually. You
Well,
get back to me.
man, you know what's crazy? I sent these out super early
You
compared
did,
to
actually.
last
This
time.
was record for you, so he must
man.
be busy.
Man, anyway, let's go kind of off a little bit, and let's go to UCF plus 1.5 at Tulane.
Ooh.
I will take the Tulane, I believe, green wave, maybe
Yes.
blue wave.
Yeah.
They're a wave of some sort. And they're going to win the football game by at least 2 points, Aaron.
You take that green wave. I'm going to take these Golden Knights. Come on.
I'll tell you what, I was impressed with UCF last week. I thought that's where they could stumble. But Tulane's good now. Tulane's got a lot of
game.
Yeah, there are a lot of momentum. And our I tweeted this the other day. Our former Friday Night Blitz Player of the Year, Jadon Kennedy from Sandalwood, plays out at Tulane. He's actually out. He's got an ACL injury, but he's helped turn that program around. Guys like him over the last few years, and I'm going to take Tulane.
Look at you. Last college game of the weekend, North Carolina, 1 loss on the season, and they are getting 4 points as they head to Wake. Brent.
You know, it's kind of wild that North Carolina only has 1 loss and they're undefeated in conference play, I think, right? That's
yes.
That's pretty odd because it doesn't feel like. Remember they almost lost to, was it App State?
Yes, it
No.
was. Yes,
Was
it
it
was.
Is that what it was, that crazy game?
Mhm.
Yeah. And they should have lost to App State. They dropped the 2-point conversion, I think. And they've rallied nicely, but I'm going to take Wake here.
Aaron?
Yeah, I'm going with Wake as well.
No reason for picking Wake, just going with them.
Going with Wake because Drake May's the man, but not in this game. He won't be.
He is him, actually. I will take North Carolina in this football game. Now, folks, if you would just give me just a second here to do some producing.
Oh, that's why you asked for it. Now I
And
understand. All right, you wanted me to stall for you.
Yes, and you didn't.
You got to do the
Nobody-
universal sign
Nice
for
work.
stretch.
You guys are all pro at not stalling. You would think you'd be better at it, but you're not.
You
anyway.
told me we got to go quick, so
Just
I'm
going to
moving
need a
quick.
producer in my ear telling me to stall, and
That's
I'll
what I'm
stall
saying.
all
I
day.
only
I
have
just
2
talked about.
hands.
I just
Only
talked
2
about it.
hands.
I just
Holding
talked
the
about it being
phone.
like 72 degrees with 3-mile-an-hour winds last night
Get
on
this,
TV
folks.
for 2 minutes.
Get this if you're listening. I'm writing down the picks, hosting the segment, fading the music, and trying to get new music. And Brent, I can't talk to him in his ear. Not enough hands. This is a disaster. Get some interns in here. Maybe help me out sometime. Holy cow. Anyway, To Germany we go. The Seattle Seahawks plus 2.5 points as they take on the Bucks. Give me Geno and the boys.
Oh, we're different in everything here. I think the Bucks are finding some momentum. They're going to feel like the home team over there, I think, as well. And I'm going to say Tampa travels and beats Germany. By the way, that's a long flight from Seattle to Germany.
Oh, yeah. You might as well go the other way.
I'll take Tampa.
Here's the problem for me to take
now
Tampa.
You're gonna stall.
Now I'm going to stall a little bit. I don't feel like they feel like they're up against it, right? They're not in an urgent position to win yet.
Well, that's true.
So
They're in first place.
I know, but like we were just talking about it before. That whole division is garbage. It's mid.
Min.
I'll go Seattle.
The Seahawks. How about the Vikings? Plus 3.5. And the Bills, Josh Allen, hour by hour being checked. Don't know if he'll play. Do you trust the Bills to win by 4 points without Josh Allen, Brent Martineau?
Yeah, I kind of do. I like the Bills here, even if it's Case Keenum. But I actually, looking at that video today and the latest reports out of Buffalo, I kind of feel like Josh Allen's going to give it a go. So I'll take the Bills either way and live with it.
Aaron?
I'd love to see the Bills lose, like so bad. I don't want to have to root for the. All right, I'm taking the Vikings.
Really?
I have to.
I will also.
I can't sit in my living room rooting for the Bills. It's not going to happen.
The Minnesota Vikings.
The Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota Vikings. And we come down to the last one. You know what? You love it. The Jacksonville Jaguars plus 9.5. That is hashtag too many points.
You want a fun stat here? The ESPN matchup predictor has KC at 83.6%.
9.5 feels like too many. Whatever percent you just said, I will take. The Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah.
9.5.
9.5.
This is tough. I kind of feel like this. I feel like the Chiefs might have a late score that makes it 13 or something. But I also, if we're going to wager here, the trend is the play. And the Jags are yet to lose by more than a one score.
Look at that.
So that's actually the betting play here.
Yes.
So I'm going to take it. I'll take the Jags getting the 9.5, and maybe they get the backdoor cover.
Love it.
Schachter.
I agree with Brent on that one. You haven't seen the Jags get blowed out. So I'm going to go with it. That 9.5 is too heavy. I'm going Jags.
A game picker-upper with the Chiefs? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's
Brent,
already 9-0. Jags have won and they haven't are up and they haven't even landed.
It's 9.5-0 if you're really
take us to the promised land, Martin. No, we got a break, and I got a game picker-upper with the Chiefs.
Good for
Come
you.
on, somebody.
I think we had everything different.
Yeah, that happened the other week, too. It didn't
I
go
don't
well
even know
for
what
me.
the record is. I stopped caring a couple of weeks ago.
We're not. I think we're all pretty close.
It's a tight battle.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
You
good.
say so.
A lot on the line still to come with Davoli's House of Cards. We'll get his picks in, and the loser each week buys a pack of cards, and that goes into a bucket, and all the good cards can be either sold for money, winner gets to keep them, or they keep the cards.
Nice.
Leader in the
There you go.
clubhouse is the Panini points. None of the actual cards yet have done well.
Yeah, we have a few. The Justin Fields stuff is rising.
That's
Trey
true.
Lance,
Yeah, that's a good
not
investment.
so much.
Maybe not.
We'll be back on ESPN 690. A college battle in the cage when we come back.
All law firms are not the same. There's only one Morgan & Morgan for the people.
We're ready to deal at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting table games, and a sports bar with the NFL ticket, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located on 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjacks.com.
This year, CGC Water Treatment is celebrating 75 years in business. Put their experience to work for you. Discover how good your water can be with a new Connecticut softener and drinking water system. We did in our house. Absolutely love it. Have had it for years. Connecticut's twin tank, non-electric softeners are the most efficient softeners available, and their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter.
Don't be the filter. Call today and save hundreds, even thousands, on a complete home solution for city and well water. Financing available with approved credit. And because the professionals at CGC Water are committed to being your go-to water experts, you can trust their master plumber with all your plumbing needs as well. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I've been a proud customer of CGC Water Treatment for more than 5 years now. CGC Water Treatment, your authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1428211.
Is your digital marketing strategy keeping you up at night? Do you have more questions than answers? CMG Local Solutions can help you take all the guesswork out of digital marketing. Let CMG Local Solutions create the best marketing plan for your global, regional, or local business. CMG Local Solutions has the right tools to fit your business's marketing needs.
Learn more at cmglocalsolutions.com/Jacksonville. That's cmglocalsolutions.com/Jacksonville.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7 with supplies and solutions for every industry and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Could your business service more customers if you could just find the right staff? At CMG, we have a large database of people who have specifically opted in the last 14 days to receive more information about job opportunities. Through our omni-channel approach, we can launch a complete marketing approach across email, social media, and video to market to these people, and with a message about why they should come work for you. Let us do the work for you to find the talent you need. Head to cmg.com to find out more, and we will get back to you with the next steps.
It's pro time because at Lowe's, it's Provember. Save big with inventory you can count on, like Flex products or DeWalt power tools starting at just $99. Plus, Lowe's MVPs members earn up to 3 times bonus points per dollar on select items. Save all Provember long. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. MVP's Pro Rewards Program terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/L/Pro Loyalty terms. Subject to change. Prices valid from 10/17/22 to 2/3/23 or until supplies last.
Are you kidding me? Gas prices are up again? Somebody has to do something.
Well, someone did. That's why I use Upside.
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that pays you back real money for every gallon of gas or diesel you buy. I just earned 25 cents back on every gallon of this tank.
So the Upside app is free and you actually get cash back every time you use it? No strings attached?
Yep, it's awesome. Check it out. It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up.
Upside users have already earned nearly $300 million. Start putting money back into your wallet with a free app from Upside. To cash out your Upside cash, just transfer it to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card. With gas prices at nearly 18% higher than last fall, it's big news and big money. And right now, when you spend at least $10 on your first fill-up, we'll give you at least $5 back. Download the free Upside app and get cash back on every gallon of gas. Use promo code CAR50. That's promo code CAR50. Remember, use promo code CAR50 and get cash back on every gallon of gas. Cashback's not available in gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jacks. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690.
We'll go back to the west side and White High School. We got the Commanders against the Reigns Vikings tonight in the high school football playoffs. We've got games all around the area. We're going to talk about that coming up at 5 o'clock. Friday's, of course, presented by Nimnick Buick GMC. We're hanging out right here at Commander Stadium. Brent Martineau, Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kuhrts. And don't forget, after a big football game for many of the kids in town, student athletes, you can go recover at iCryo in St. Johns County, the pavilion at Durbin Park. Elevate your lifestyle, iCryo.com. You can also download the iCryo app to get more information, and you get a special day pass with ESPN 690 just for listening. $69 day pass. Just tell them you listened to ESPN 690 and heard all about iCryo, and you can do 3 out of the 6 lifestyle services with a day pass. That includes cryotherapy chamber, red light therapy, compression, sauna, and other things as well. 3 out of the 6 for a day pass, $69. That's it. You'll save yourself some money and get the experience at iCryo in St. Johns County, the Pavilion at Durbin Park, iCryo.com. All right, a week ago, Kasey got us into this grudge match.
I did.
Somebody had to retire if they lost.
No, they had to coach Nebraska.
Oh, Nebraska.
Which is pretty much the same
as good as
thing.
retiring, yeah.
And so it was, it wasn't as truthful as you would think because it was Jimbo Fisher. That's the truthful part. But Billy Napier, he wasn't going to have to go to Nebraska. But Napier got it done. So Jimbo is now a candidate in Nebraska, right?
Yeah, it's a tough situation for him. Life comes at you fast, but Jimbo Fisher, one-way ticket to Lincoln, Nebraska.
Well, to the interview room in Lincoln,
That's true.
Nebraska.
No guarantees that he'll get it. No guarantees that he'll get it.
Well, he's got plenty of money in case he doesn't.
So this week we decided, or the way that things shook out, the match this week was between two coaches that, it's not really a job on the line. It's more of like a new spot to live. I know that doesn't explain it well, but I'll just let you listen to the card and you can make the decision for yourself. What's funny?
That's a great setup. This is quality.
This contest is scheduled for one fall in a retirement match. And to introduce our competitors, somebody's grandma.
Thank you. Such a nice boy.
Thank you.
The loser of this contest will be forced to retire and move into the room next to mine here at Final Days Retirement Home.
Not a great name.
The first
Oh my God,
competitor
his name's
was
Hospice.
born in 1968 and is just old enough to meet our age requirement in this facility. With a career record of 88-71, but 4-17 in his current job, which he only has because he was ran out of Tennessee for telling his players they were no good.
True story.
It's Lyle Allen Jones Jr., better known as Butch Jones.
Thank you very much.
Still coaching.
He's a heel.
And his challenger, born in the year 1955.
Holy cow.
That's when Brent was born.
Just how I like him.
Hey, yo.
With a career record of 96-53, but 1-8 this season, from Spencer, Massachusetts. Don't call him Donald. That's what I'll do. Don Brown.
He's well liked.
Yeah, a smattering of applause.
Thank you, I guess. Somebody's grandma. You nasty old lady. Anyway, who
Nasty
will be
old
sent
lady?
to the Final Days Retirement Home? Will it be Butch Jones at the ripe age of 54? Or will it be Don Brown, not a day over 67? Either way, I'm sure it will be an exhilarating contest between the two teams. And I know for sure you don't know who either of these men coach for because I, on purpose, have yet to say the teams. Either way, you can watch this one on some channel. I can't imagine they have UMass and Arkansas State on a normal channel that you get.
It's a battle
I was
royale.
like, Kasey, this segment's awesome, but you just left out what schools they are. Like, I have no idea.
That's
I'm
the point.
Googling. I'm like, where the hell is Butch Jones now?
Yeah, tough situation.
And I was like, who is Don Brown?
Yeah, I've been wondering the same thing, right? Just two underperforming coaches. So somebody's going to have to go live next to somebody's grandma, and sounds like she's pulling for Don Brown.
You really didn't like
God
that
old
lady,
for
huh?
her.
The lady was kind of gross. You know what I'm
What a
saying? She was too
nasty
close
old
to the
lady is
mic,
what she
like
said.
spitting and screaming into it.
Hey, give her a
Anyway,
break.
we appreciate her help, though. Couldn't have done it without her.
I thought, by the way, what happened to Arkansas State, man? I thought Arkansas State used to be pretty good at football. They'd be one of those Thursday nighter upset bids to watch out
Yeah,
for.
not this year. Them boys are horrible.
Like Arkansas State, Western Kentucky's, those are usually pretty good squads.
Well, they'll take on UMass, and again, it's not a channel that you get. It's like ESPN 8 or 11,
The
ESPN
Ocho.
Plus, something like that. Yeah.
Good luck watching that one. Hey, if there's a way to bet on it, we'll find a way.
Oh, you definitely will. Bunch of degenerates on this show.
I
take
mentioned
Don
Western
Brown and the
Kentucky,
boys.
by the way. Big shout out to Austin Reed, former St. Augustine Yellow Jacket. He is lighting it up at Western Kentucky by way of West Florida. Before that, I think it was Southern Illinois, the Salukis, if I'm got that right. Southern Illinois, is that the Salukis?
I believe it is, actually. We used to have someone
Yeah.
who worked here who was a Southern Illinois alum.
But he is excellent now, and he's a mid-round draft pick out of St. Augustine. It's looking from the QB position. That's how good he's playing for Western Kentucky. All right, let's take a break. We come back, football at 5. We talk more about the high school football, including this game, Ed White High School against Raines tonight on a Friday night in the playoffs. Friday's presented by Nimnick Buick GMC.
If you play a sport or coach a sport or watch a sport in Jacksonville, there's a really good chance that uniform was ordered through Baker Sports. Look good, feel good, play good. Custom sports apparel at Baker Sports since 1997 and a staff that wants to help you. They are experts in the business and make outfitting your team a seamless endeavor. The homegrown Jacksonville business is now the top choice for apparel all over the Southeast. Baker Sports, uniforms, hats, shoes, embroidery, screen printing, and 3D printing. They do it all at Baker Sports, helping make your team look good.
Go Tuckin', the most fun way to experience the best of Jacksonville. Whether it's a Jacksonville sightseeing tour in an open-air tuk-tuk or private transportation in their luxury Mercedes party limo, Go Tuckin' is top-rated. Enjoy an exclusive Jacksonville public art tour, a residential architecture and history tour, or a Jack's Urban Core brewery tour. Go Tuckin' offers locally guided tours for your next company outing, bachelor or bachelorette party, or a simple group outing with friends and family. Visit GoTUKN.com. Go Tuckin' of Jacksonville to schedule a Tuckin' good time today.
Hello, you have reached the Crooks Arrest Training Center tip line,
where we give expert advice for crooks.
You may have recently heard that Safe Touch Security is running an insane special for business owners. A 2-for-1 deal on 24/7 perimeter guard cameras.
Yeah, these cameras are game changers.
Correct. They are compatible with a Safe Touch system, a different system, or no system at all, giving business owners a lot of flexibility.
Plus, Safe Touch offers free installation, free storage, and a lifetime warranty, all for less than $1 a day.
So, don't be surprised when you see more and more Safe Touch signs at businesses.
And if you're a crook, be afraid. Be very afraid.
Only one security system is truly the best. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security System. Nobody beats Safe Touch.
Buy one, get one free cameras are limited and going fast. Beat the holiday rush. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Men suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, regardless of age or past medical history, you'll see instant results on your first visit at Prime Men's Medical Center. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free. Call now, 904-664-8214. ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 800-730-8405 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check. As easy as, that's 800-730-8405.
If you're experiencing domestic violence, it is not your fault. Hubbard House is here for you. You are not alone. Hubbard House provides free services and emergency shelter to survivors of domestic violence in Duval and Baker counties. Call 904-354-3114 anytime, 24/7 to confidentially speak to a caring advocate.
Broadcasting live from the Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Will Bills quarterback Josh Allen be on the field against the Vikings Sunday? That remains to be seen. Officially listed as questionable, Coach Sean McDermott said today a decision on whether Allen plays is an hour-to-hour situation. If Allen does not play, Case Keenum starts, and that would change things dramatically for Buffalo, notes Canty and Carlin co-host Chris Canty.
This guy accounts for 84% of their yards, Carlin.
Wow.
84. If this Bills team can't use the formula that they've used to have success, which means your quarterback being able to lead one of the most explosive offenses in the NFL, then not only is it going to hurt in terms of your offensive output and your point total, but it's going to hurt your defense in terms of what the game plan looks like.
Chris Canty on Greeny. NBA, ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reporting Nets guard Kyrie Irving may not be in position to return from his suspension in the next 2 games. The Nets suspended Irving a minimum of 5 games after failing to initially apologize for tweeting a link to a film containing anti-Semitic material. The Players Union says there is optimism, though, for a resolution on all matters very soon.
Going to be the biggest threat to Georgia winning it all. That is the national championship in football. This season, we'll tell you all that and more on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, Monday morning at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
ESPN 690 and Action Sports Shacks presents Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau.
We're going to have to show a little more patience than the year 2 pom-pom people.
Kasey Kuhrts.
Yo! Well, what are we doing, bro? Come on!
And Aaron Schachter.
I'm all in favor of these two showing their love, really celebrating their relationship.
Get him! Get him! Get him! This is Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau, Kasey Kuhrts, and Aaron Schachter on Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio, ESPN 690.
Football at 5, and that includes high school on a Friday night as we're at Ed White High School Commanders Stadium, home of the Ed White Commanders and a former stomping ground for our Hall of Fame coach, Kevin Sullivan. Brent Martineau, Kasey Kuhrts, Aaron Schachter has left the building.
Didn't even get to say bye. You just you just got rid of him.
It didn't have it in
brutal.
my planner today because I didn't think he was even coming in. Our sign is taking a beating right now, by the way, behind
Get the
me.
sign. Get the sign.
What do you want me to do? I can't do it when I'm on air. Like, the thing is bending in half. The wind has changed directions here. I've done this for the last 2 days on storm coverage. The wind is now changing directions. I know how this works. It was hammered against the fence, and so I had it in a good spot. Well, now it's changed direction, so now it's coming at us. This is a problem. I got to figure out the sign so it doesn't bend when I'm outside. I'm breaking the sign.
You're breaking the sign.
But when it stands upright, it looks damn good, doesn't it?
It's a good sign, Brent.
Yeah.
Aaron, he's talking about his sign again. I don't know if you can hear that.
I bet Kevin Sullivan likes the sign. They didn't name this field after you, Sully.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
One of your stomping grounds here. Jackson, of course, they're in action tonight against Riverside, a thrilling 6-2 game last time those two teams played. Big one tonight with Ed White and Rains. Of course, your other stomping ground with Atlantic Coast in the area. This is a good one tonight, right? I mean, Ed White and Rains, both very good. Hard to predict what will happen here tonight.
Yeah, I think it's a really good game, a really good first-round game. Nobody didn't think that we would see it this early maybe, but a really good first-round game. The really high-powered running attack of the Commanders against that pretty good defense out there at Rains. Should be a fun one. They played a bunch back in the day, had tremendous games, some great players in this series, and there's going to be a big handful of them on tonight displaying their talents.
We've talked about this on Friday nights a bit about Ed White, and you got to be impressed. They lose a really good football player in Isaiah Teal. In fact, I heard he had surgery on his knee just the other day, a couple days ago. And this is a young man that really is talented, and you add it to the running game, Coach, and they were dynamic. You know, they could beat you in a bunch of different ways because the lefty quarterback could throw it. I've covered a bunch of Ed White games the last couple of years, and he could chuck it now. So, and then you add to a defense that has shut out their opponent 4 out of the last 6 games. So, I mean, they're really now they missed the quarterback because it gave them the complete package. But they're still a very good team. And this time of year, you just get down to the basics, man. Run the football, play good defense, and you got a chance.
Yeah, and they'll play good defense, creating a ton of turnovers. We laughed last week with Coach Johnson when he was on. They don't complete a lot of passes, but they catch a lot because they get 2 or 3 interceptions a game. They're really good ball hawks. The Patterson brothers, Tavalis Thomas, the other corner, really good group in the secondary back there. And they've been able to do a lot of positive things, a couple INTs for touchdowns last week in an early game and really swung the momentum. One of the Patterson boys took it to the house 97 yards to get the first score. So, really good on defense, real relentless pass rusher, playing at a high level. And, Rain's no slouch either. They get after you on both sides. It's like I said, it should be fun. There'll be a lot of fireworks over there on the west side.
Yeah, the Kenton Kirkland kid in the secondary for FSU. Talk about an under-the-radar play, right, guy? He's an FSU commit, but, you play on that backside, and we've had this before. There are a lot of guys that play in that secondary, and in high school you're not always getting the passes or they're going to avoid you, and so you're not, like, on the highlights every Friday night for the world that we live in. But really good player. I mean, they always have talent at Reigns. They've had talent for years and years, but that's one of your talented guys, and I guess he's going to have to step up in the run game part of it. But other players they have for Reigns, they can be a very dangerous team this time of year. Roman Dole's the QB.
Yeah, they can be dangerous. They could do a lot of different things defensively. They do a lot with Kirkland. He'll probably play a little bit more in the box safety tonight than back on the half. I think he'll be involved in the run game. Their linebacker Whitehead is playing really well, really big, strong, physical kid. Can get downhill, but they're always relentless up front defensively. They all real good defense. And like I said, you got the strength of the running game against the running defensive strength of Reigns. It's either going to be a low scoring game or they're not going to stop anybody, and it's going to be one of those 41-40 ones.
It's funny you say that, right? Because about this time of year, you really don't know what's going to happen. I lean toward the low scoring because don't you think, like, from a coach perspective, you want to make less mistakes, right? That's how you survive in the postseason. Make as few mistakes as possible. So therefore, you get, I think, on the conservative side. Do I have that right?
Yeah, I think so. I think early, especially early, the first half games, I've seen, you'll see a lot of, 7-7 scores, probably some 14-7s, 10-7s early on. And then coaches sort of get the feel of what they're trying to do to you offensively, and then you sort of figure out what they're trying to do for you defensively. You get in at halftime, you make your adjustments, and that's led us to, some of these big scores that we've had. And you've seen it, we've seen it with Creekside. They've been in 10-7 games, and the next thing you know, it's 48-35. Once they get in, the coaches want to figure out. They don't want to get behind early. You want to keep the game and getting the adjustments at halftime, and then, get after it in the second half.
Kevin Sullivan with us, our Hall of Fame coach. We got the Blitz Scoreboard Show coming up tonight, 9 o'clock. We'll have some look-ins at some of the action. Of course, analysis, coaches calling in. We'll have some previews of tomorrow games because we have some Saturday games. All right, let's go to Main Street, Coach. Jackson and Riverside. That was 6-2 the last time. Do you expect a repeat of that kind of defensive matchup, or have things changed since then for both squads?
Well, I don't know. Jackson sort of struggled a little bit scoring a lot of points lately. The defense has been really good. Last week they didn't play very well offensively. Defensively, they gave up a bunch of big plays, which is very uncharacteristic. It could be chalked up to overlooking First Coast a little bit. But I don't know if offensively they lost T.J. Holland a couple weeks ago in the Reigns game I don't know if it was a broken ankle or something on his ankle. And I saw him and talked to him last week. He was supposed to have surgery this week also. So they lost one of their one of their wideouts. And they've got enough guys. They brought some defensive guys over to play wideout. They just haven't seemed to be moving it and doing what they've done offensively. Now, they play good defense, except for last week. They played really good defense. And they've been able to score and do something. So tonight's going to be a really interesting game. I don't think it's a 6-2 game tonight. I think there's going to be some points scored. But that one to me is a very scary game for the Tigers on Main Street.
Can Bartram Trail win a state championship? And I think the simple answer is yes. They get Flagler Palm Coast tonight, And Flagler Palm Coast is a team that really should be like a 4 or 5 seed, but they had to forfeit 3 games. Now, that being said, I still think Bartram's on a different level than Flagler Palm Coast. I watched Flagler Palm Coast against Ponte Vedra. They were good, but I think Bartram's way more impressive. And if they win that game, let's just say Creekside beats Navarre, and we'll talk more about that in a bit. Well, honestly, Bartram handled Creekside. And so I think they're going to like that matchup. And then they'd be right on their way, Coach. I mean, those are 2 wins that if they play their game, I think they're going to get, I would assume. Is this a Bartram team that, for Darryl Sutherland, you think is a state championship favorite at this point?
Well, you know, they've got a chance when you get to the Final Four, when they get, and if they do, they've got a couple good ones to win, but this will be a good chance that they have. When they get in the Final Four, I believe they run into maybe a Venice, or they may run into one of those good, solid Orlando schools. So you're looking at some real quality competition. They'll reseed the Final Four, so they could still be a 1 or a 2 and host until the championship game, which is big in the playoffs, being able to host and be at home. But I think they've got a legitimate shot because they play good defense. They can beat you defensively. They can outscore you. They can play a defensive game. They're really solid in the kicking game. And, you know, I think they've got a chance to make a really, really deep run.
But isn't this, Coach Sullivan, this is where the difference comes, right? This is where they split metro suburban. St. Johns County schools should benefit a little bit from this. You don't have to go face, like Mandarin's got to play Seminole in week 1. Mandarin's dangerous now. I mean, they can beat some people, but Seminole's like the best team in the state, arguably. So I think it favors, like a Bartram this year, the system. Do you feel that way too?
Oh, yeah, I think it does. I think it favors them. I mean, Coach Sutherland, you know, he doesn't care. They're going to play whoever they got to play and go. But, yeah, I think it does favor. I think it favors all the suburban schools as making the run and getting a deep playoff run as you can go. I mean, if you look at the suburban where Baldwin is, you know, it's Baldwin, Bradford, and Baker County, basically. And Yulee, it's like basically those 2 districts that have played each other all year are got to play each other all the way to the state semis.
Yeah.
You know, so to me, it's okay, but I don't think it's what FHSAA envisioned when they put the suburban metro because there's so many rematches and so many opportunities for people to have rematches that have played during the year. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think it does favor the suburban schools are favored and should have some good quality teams making deep runs to the Final Four.
Well, because here's a little history lesson of it, right? We get a lot of teams around here, and occasionally we get a team who wins state championship. Mandarin, obviously we know Trinity and UC, they've won a bunch. Bowles has won a bunch. But I'm talking about some of the public schools, and Rains has now, you know, entered the fray again a couple of times in the last handful of years or whatever it is, 6-7 years. But we get a lot of schools, say a Baker County, that makes it to the Final Four, the championship game, or when Clay did it, or St. Augustine, or Bartram, and they really run into a powerhouse. Yes. And it's almost like blowout city when you get there. Like you got no chance sometimes. Not for all of them, but there are some examples of it. I think this is when that conversation came in, and this is why they're doing it a little bit, to give more schools opportunities to win state titles. And I think we saw that there might be some chances for those suburban schools especially to set themselves free and chase a state title. And I think we're starting to see some of that come to fruition. You mentioned Bradford, Crescent City at Bradford, Yulee at Baker County. I like that game a lot, Coach. Yeah. Yulee at Baker County tonight.
Yeah, that was 32-31 or 31-30 back about 4 weeks ago. So, you know, Yulee's fired up on that one. And Baker County, they played some good teams. They got a good quality stop, but they're not been as dominant as they've been in the past. But they've been learning to win the close games, which is a plus for them. But that one's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to have the running attack with Cam Smith of Baker County against the passing attack at Yulee's passing attack. Man, it's going to be wild out there. A lot of points scored tonight in that one.
Yeah, it should be good. That's a tonight game now. There are a bunch of tomorrow games coming up. The other game I didn't get to, Middleburg's at Escambia. That's an 8:30 start, by the way, because of the time difference out there on the Panhandle. Creekside at Navarre. Actually, Noah Schlitzup, our buddy, he's going to call in. He's with the team, so we're going to talk more Creekside here in a few minutes. And then the tomorrow games now, because of the storm, there were a handful of games pushed to Saturday. Bishop Moore at Bishop Kenny, Tampa Bay Tech at Fletcher, First Coast at Edgewater, Choctaw at St. Augustine. By the way, they're doing Burden of the Shoes right now. Stuart Weber's down there for that. We'll have some of it tonight. It's one of the best traditions I've ever seen in any level of sports. And we'll have some pictures and images from down there in St. Augustine later tonight on the Friday Night Blitz. Palatka at Baldwin as well as a Saturday game. We got some good Saturday games, Coach. And I guess some of the focus point now becomes Bishop Kenny, right? Because they likely, if they win that game, they likely rematch with Bowles. I didn't talk about Bowles and Episcopal. They play tonight as well. But Bowles beat up Episcopal last time 45-7. This is a tough matchup for the Eagles.
Yeah, a real tough matchup for Bowles. And I think when Bishop Kenny saw the bracket, they were a little surprised to be on the same side as Bowles. I think they thought they might be on a different side, not have to see him right away. I know Bowles, they'll be chomping at the bits to get that one back because, 40 whatever years it was, it's a big game for them. And they got back on track against beating a really good Buchholz team. And, they're going to be looking for that one. That one's circled. That's going to be fun. That'll still be back at Bishop Kenny that round, too. So that's going to be a lot of fun in another week if that comes to fruition. But Kenny's got to take care of business with a pretty decent Bishop Moore team. Not an overly, they're district champion, but they're not, a lot of wins there. So I think they'll be okay tonight. But, again, playoff football, got to love it.
Yeah, and by the way, you mentioned this. Like, some people don't like the rematches and the rivalries. Well, not the rivalry part, but the rematch part. What I don't love is the rematch early. Especially when, and that's the problem, and that's tough. I will say it's really hard because it changes year to year. Like I saw that, I'll give you an example of this. This happened in soccer, and I know it well because John Bachman's daughter plays for soccer. Congratulations to her. She just signed with Mercer. So Bartram and Creekside were really good this past year in soccer. And Bartram won 2 state championships in a row. Creekside beats them, and they go on to win a state championship. But I'm convinced, Coach, like if Bartram had beat Creekside, they would have won the state championship.
Right,
even though it was weeks down the road or games down the road. Maybe like another 2-3 games to go. And so that's the part that I hate for some of the schools and around here. And I guess it's just the nature of the beast. Like Bowles and Bishop Kenny, to your point, maybe they both make a run if they're on the other side of the bracket. Meanwhile, they're going to knock each other out. One's going to go home potentially, again, if we get that matchup in 2 weeks, in the second round of the postseason. I think that's the bummer of it, but I also don't know if there's a fix for it.
Yeah, some people have talked about seating the whole region 1 through 15 and travel, which nobody, I hate to tell everybody, nobody cares about traveling in the playoffs. We did it for 100 years. But it's fun. It's part of the playoff mystique. You get on the road, you go to a small town or you go to a big city and you play. So we either cross bracket 1 through 8 region 1 with 1 through 8 region 2 or reseed 1 through 16 and let them go. Let them play. And then we get the 2 best teams in the north or in the semis. And you get, you might get a rematch, but you're not going to get a rematch week 1 or week 2.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll tell you this again. I would kind of get leading on personal experience. I said, Kaylee wants every game to be on the road in softball. She likes going on the bus. She likes the trips. Right. So, to your point, I think the kids kind of like it. They don't mind it. Now, again, the cost, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how big of a story that is, especially in football, especially where they're making a pretty dang good amount of money, Coach, on these gates every Friday night.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, we've had to travel. We traveled 1 year to Live Oak, Swanee, and then we traveled to the Panhandle out there. That getting up Friday morning, going to the school, eating breakfast, getting your stuff packed up, getting on the bus. I mean, we stopped at Florida State 1 year, worked out at their facility. We stopped at another place, another school. These kids don't get to do that. So to me, it just adds to the experience. Like Creekside stopped and went to Florida State's indoor today and did a walkthrough. That's a great experience there. Coach McIntyre doesn't care they're traveling 5 hours. It's what it's about. And that's what I think people sort of miss out. But that Friday it's just football Friday, basically. You know what I mean? No school. You're traveling to Crestview or Tallahassee or whatever, and you're sort of like the king for the day.
Yeah,
So-
listen, I get the ride back's not fun if you lose.
Right.
That's
right,
a long one
right.
back, but I agree with you. I think the experience of it, and not everybody's going to go play college ball and get those kind of experiences. So in that high school moment, I kind of tend to agree with you. I think it's a pretty good deal. Kevin Sullivan on with us. Let me leave you with this. We've talked a lot about St. Augustine the last couple weeks. Are they as dangerous as anybody right now, in your opinion, as a young team that has now blossomed, matured, and is good? Like, they have a lot of good talent there at St. Augustine. How much of a threat do you have them being here in this postseason?
Well, I think it's really good for them. They're playing a really good team tonight, even though they're 5-5. They've lost like 3 games in the fourth quarter. I talked to Coach Braddock on Wednesday, and he said this team's pretty good. He said, if we win tonight, we're taking the trip next week to probably the best team in our region. And I want to think it's Pine Forest.
Okay.
And he said the cool thing about that, Coach, is that we can use that experience because we return 20 starters or some crazy number, and we get an opportunity to put our young kids on that bus to play a high-quality opponent. And now our kids will know what it'll take. It'll help us heading into next year. So he says, man, I want to win tonight. I want to get – even if we got to travel, we'll try to win, but they're pretty good. But he said that'll help their experience and their kids. And I think he's right. The young kids don't know any better right now. But as they get in that big environment, they get into those big games, it only helps them as they build that program back up. And, he's so young and they're so talented that, I could see him winning, but Coach understands, take the league to next week. So that ought to be a fun one for Coach.
All right. Hey, Sully, we'll go get a few hours in, and we'll be back at 9 for the Blitz Scoreboard Show here on a Friday night, first week of the playoffs.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you all later.
All right. That, of course, is Kevin Sullivan, our Hall of Fame coach. And we're going to go back to the phones in a moment. Want to remind everybody about our Turkey Bowl that we're supporting with City Streets to Student Athletes. And you can get more information on ESPN690.com. Here's the deal. It's getting close. Thanksgiving's just around the corner. November 19th at Atlantic Coast High School is going to be the turkey giveaway, where we're raising money to try to get more turkeys to help out less fortunate families in Northeast Florida. And you can help us. We're asking for $20 donations. Help however you can. But we're trying to get a $20 donation along the way from our listeners and viewers and people we know to help support the cause because turkeys are more expensive than they've been recently, and also they're harder to get. So it'll be a turkey giveaway on November 19th. That's next Saturday, a week from tomorrow, at Atlantic Coast High School. And also it's a flag football tournament. And registration close is Wednesday. So you got to get on ESPN690.com to register for the flag football tournament. Go have some fun. There's adult age group, there's high school age group, there's kids age group. It should be a lot of fun all day long at Atlantic Coast High School. We'll be there as well, and the turkey giveaway, which is really the most important part, so we can help those in need and put a turkey on the table here in this 2022 Thanksgiving. ESPN690.com for all the information, how you can donate, and also how you can register for the flag football tournament as we partner up with City Streets to Student Athletes and their fantastic cause, what they've been doing for years now in Jacksonville. All right, let's go back to the phones now. And Noah Schlichtsup, our buddy, on the road with the Creekside Knights as they head out to Navarre. And, man, you've been doing a good job chronicling this thing, Noah. It's been a heck of a day so far for the Knights.
Oh, yeah, they dropped by at FSU. Run a little bit behind right now, trying to get to Sonny's barbecue here in the next few minutes. And then closing in on Navarre should be a good game tonight.
What they do at Florida State? Just kind of stretch the legs, get a little workout in to break up the ride?
Yeah, they were not able to practice yesterday due to the storm, as most teams in the area were. They dropped by FSU, did a walkthrough, ate lunch, and really cool experience for all the guys. Real cool experience for me as well, just getting to be there and witness that. It was a really cool moment for the team, and they're ready. They're ready to face Navarre tonight.
Yeah, what do they say? It's about a 5-hour drive out that way?
Yeah, 5.5 hours, and we've been on the road since 9 a.m. this morning, so it's been a long day.
That's a long day and then they got to play a football game here in a little bit. What does Coach McIntyre think? What is everybody talking about? Obviously, it's a good football team there in the postseason, but Creekside really has a lot of momentum. They like what they're doing. Their defense is coming along. Their offense can be very explosive, and their special teams is excellent. How do they like this matchup?
Absolutely. I feel it's one of the more favorable matchups they've had in the postseason in quite some time, and I agree with that. If their offense can come out and score early tonight, that'll be huge for them coming away with a W. Get some early momentum, especially on the road. I don't doubt their offense is going to score tonight. They've been held to 21 points once this year, and they've scored above 30 in all but 2 of their matchups. They got a high-powered offense. If they can get some big key stops on defense and score a few points early, that will be huge for them coming away with the win.
Yeah, and you got to believe, like, getting off to a good start, especially when you're on the road in enemy territory, and keep the momentum, because there's a lot of momentum with Creekside right now. How are they doing health-wise, Noah? Are they in pretty good shape in terms of health this late in the year?
Absolutely. They haven't lost any key players so far. Everyone's remained healthy throughout the season, which is a great sign.
All right. What time's kickoff out there? Is it 8:30 or is it 7:30 that time?
Well, over here it's 7:30. Back in Jacksonville, it's at 8:30. You can listen in live on my YouTube channel, audio-only broadcast.
Audio only on the YouTube channel. You paid the fee. You got the money raised, and you get to listen to Noah Schlicksup tonight out there in the Panhandle. All right, Noah, thanks, man. Appreciate you jumping in.
Thank you, Brent.
So how it works is in the postseason, the FHSAA will charge you, Kasey, to broadcast the games. And so Noah calls all the Creekside games.
He does a great job.
And so, what I was saying earlier this week, like, I get it. The home team, like, they can, I think, broadcast it if they put it on, like, the NFHS network. But, like, both teams should be able to.
Yeah.
It's different. Like, if we're going to broadcast on ESPN 690, like, I get why they would charge us, and they actually are very cool with it most during the regular season. But I think it's because the postseason, the FHSAA takes, like, everything. They take the gate. Like, Ed White's not making the money today. The FHSAA is making the money today.
Yeah.
And so I don't know all of the ins and outs of it, but Noah, man, good for him, right? He
did.
He got $500 to be able to broadcast the game, and now people back listening on his channel, on his YouTube channel, will get a chance to hear the game and see how everything's going. And guess what? We're going to peek in on that thing too.
Yes.
How's that sound?
Sounds like a plan. I'll be ready.
Because then we'll know what's going on. We don't have to wait for Twitter updates.
Amen. That's the key, knowing what's happening as it's happening.
Anyway, good to hear. We got a big night of high school football. It's really a lot of fun. This time of year, we got great weather night. Looks like we're going to have fantastic crowds. There's a bunch of local matchups. We've got Saturday football as well. And then we've got a Monday night game with Mandarin, too. So we'll have a bunch of coaches on previewing those other games tonight on the Blitz Scoreboard Show. We'll have coaches that hopefully have just won their games calling in on the Blitz Scoreboard Show between 9 p.m. and 10:30, because we've got a few 6:30 starts, so plenty of them should be done. And then we'll have the analysis from our Hall of Fame coach, Kevin Sullivan, and give you as many updates as we can on all the scores from here all the way to the Panhandle with all our local teams. That's a Blitz Scoreboard Show presented by Nimnik Buick GMC and Baker Sports tonight, 9 o'clock until 10:30. Also on social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And then 10:30 on Fox 30, we've got, of course, the Friday Night Blitz. Starting to build around here, Kasey. We're getting people doing their thing. The concession stand's opening up. Food's starting to be cooked. The grills are on. The gates are being attended. The field's ready to go. Saw players out here behind me probably earlier in the show warming up. And hopefully we get a good game between Ed White and Rains. Riverside and Jackson. That's the game I'm going to be going to here tonight. So hopefully you can check them all out with all our Action Sports Jacks team later tonight on Fox 30 and CBS 47 and right here on ESPN 690. All right, Kasey's going to bring us home, and we'll have all the high school football coverage for you coming up tonight. Also want to tell you about Nimnik Buick GMC, and they want to take a moment to pause and reflect on all the reasons they're thankful and acknowledge their incredible customers and amazing staff. Nimnik knows that how you treat people matters, and for over 80 years, they've been humbled by your trust in their dealerships. The Nimnik family is grateful for your support during these unprecedented times, and they look forward to continuing to serve the community for years to come. So a sincere thank you from Billy, Lee, and the entire Nimnik Buick GMC family. And Hey, are you looking for a used car under $15,000? Well, Nimnik Buick GMC has a fantastic selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from right now on the lot. I've seen it firsthand. At Nimnik, every used vehicle comes with free maintenance and a detailed vehicle history report. Visit NimnikBuickGMC.com or go down and visit, of course, on Phillips Highway. You can take a look for yourself. New inventory on the lot and ready for delivery as well. More models on the ground than they've had in over a year at Nimnik Buick GMC. Again, just south of I-295 on Phillips Highway, or visit NimnikBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs, ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you, with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now, the first alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Clearing skies and cooler temperatures tonight will drop to near 60 degrees by morning. A mostly sunny and warm Saturday, but with comfortable humidity. Afternoon highs near 85. From the CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Right now, get 42% off everything in the store. Don't buy until you get our price.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
Main office, Jacksonville.
I'm about to give you even more to be thankful for this year, thanks to our friends at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. That's no payments until 2023 on your pre-owned purchase. Arlington will even waive your last 6 lease or loan payments. You got a trade? Arlington will pay up to MSRP for your trade. What are you waiting for? This sale won't last long. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, and online at arlingtontoyota.com today. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/thankful for full details.
The Card Player Poker Tour is going on now at Best Bet Jacksonville. The popular poker tournament series continues until November 14th and ends with the $3,000 No Limit Hold'em main event from November 11th to the 14th, and the Best Bet 500, a $500 No Limit Hold'em tournament on November 14th. There are $540 satellites into the main event going on weekly at Best Bet Jacksonville. Go to bestbetjax.com to view the full tournament and satellite schedule. That's bestbetjax.com.
If you play a sport or coach a sport or watch a sport in Jacksonville, there's a really good chance that uniform was ordered through Baker Sports. Look good, feel good, play good. Custom sports apparel at Baker Sports since 1997, and a staff that wants to help you. They are experts in the business and make outfitting your team a seamless endeavor. The homegrown Jacksonville business is now the top choice for apparel all over the Southeast. Baker Sports, uniforms, hats, shoes, embroidery, screen printing, and 3D printing. They do it all at Baker Sports, helping make your team look good.
Men suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, regardless of age or past medical history, you'll see instant results on your first visit at Prime Men's Medical Center. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free. Call now, 904-664-8214.
Thank you for calling Navy Federal Credit Union. How can I help you?
Hi, if I'm in the Army, not in the Navy, am I still eligible for membership?
Yes, you are.
What about my sister in the Air Force?
Her too.
And my dad's a Marine.
We serve all branches of the military, veterans, and their families.
My dog is a retired military working dog.
I'll see what I can do.
Find out if you're eligible at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
You can't get much for $5 these days, unless you go to Wendy's for a $5 Biggie Bag. Get your choice of double stack, junior bacon cheeseburger, or crispy chicken BLT, plus 4-piece nugs, fries, and a drink, all for just $5. That was smooth, wasn't it? That's how you're gonna feel when you get that Biggie Bag at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Includes 4-piece nuggets, small soft drink, and small fry. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Life in the military is one of service and sacrifice. For some, that sacrifice includes physical and mental injuries or trauma that will affect their lives forever. please join with the American Legion in recognizing and supporting our wounded warriors and their families. We need to show them that we truly are a grateful nation. We cannot allow them to be forgotten and left to fend for themselves.
The American Legion, Middleburg Post 250.
Ready to swoop in the fall of 2022? The UNF Ospreys are ready with a lot of momentum on campus. New improvements at UNF Arena with basketball season right around the corner and tickets already on sale. The fall schedule underway in volleyball and men's and women's soccer, also men's and women's cross country. Get the latest news, schedules, results, and information on tickets for all things Ospreys at UNFOspreys.com. Join the Osprey Club, attend a game or a match. Be a part of the momentum at the University of North Florida right now at UNFOspreys.com.
Okay, smile naturally. Perfect.
Cam's Photography knows wedding season ramps up in a flash. They need to say I do to a studio assistant before clients go full bridezilla.
I'm so sorry. I have to get a different lens. I'll be right back.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Yellowstone, television's #1 show, returns on Paramount Network.
I, John Dutton, do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the state of Montana against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Featuring an all-star cast led by Academy Award winner Kevin Costner.
The invasion is over.
They will fight you dirty.
Is there any other way?
As the Dutton family fights to protect their legacy, they'll learn power has a price.
Signing this is a declaration of war. We're already at war.
Yellowstone returns Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern for an epic 2-hour premiere event exclusively on Paramount Network.
Why wait to save? Dell Technologies Black Friday event arrives early with select deals on top tech to power business productivity. The savings start now with up to 48% off performance business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, including free shipping on everything. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL for Black Friday deals. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Brent and Friends, ESPN 690 on a Friday energy. We are about done, but don't go anywhere yet. We got an interview that you will want to hear in just a second with Jacksonville's own Nick Roberts. But before we do that, let me tell you a little bit about the UNF Ospreys and a swoop minute. The CSI's company's court is open. Volleyball and women's basketball have played on the court and are undefeated on the new floor. Volleyball beat JU 3-1 in the River City Rumble last Sunday, and the women's basketball team picked up a win over Warner on Monday as well. Our friend of the program, hit a shot live on the show, Nick Gabrielczyk of the UNF men's golf team was selected as one of the 3 finalists nationally to be named October Golfer of the Month. Second time he's been nominated for such an honor. This guy will be a pro one day, and he plays right now at the University of North Florida. And the men's basketball team continues out west. They opened up with Gonzaga and honestly put up a pretty good fight. And they will have an opportunity to steal another one as they play in Seattle tonight against Washington. They've been up there for a couple of days. They'll play tonight at 11 p.m. against the Washington Huskies. But as you know, tickets, schedules, results, anything you need to know about the University of North Florida and the athletics department, every sport, UNFOspreys.com is the place to find that information. Like I said, Brent and Friends, ESPN 690, Kasey Kuhrts with you. Aaron Schachter gone for the weekend. Brent Martineau will be back later tonight. He is off to some high school football action to get highlights for the Friday Night Blitz tonight on CBS 47 and Fox 30. But right now, what I have for you is a conversation with Nick Roberts. Nick Roberts played at Oakleaf in his high school days, was a standout all-state selection, started his career at USF after he finished up in high school, was a really good player there, transferred during COVID to ULM, Louisiana Monroe, and now finds himself at SMU. And he will return to play USF this week. It's a pretty interesting story, but overall, this guy is a good football player. I compared him, you'll hear in the interview, to a guy like Andre Cisco, who you know with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I think he's just a good player. He will have some emotions going back to USF, coming back to Florida, and I thought, what a good time to catch up with the Jacksonville product, Nick Roberts, earlier this week.
Hey, welcome back into ESPN 690. Kasey Kuhrts with you, joined now by someone you should know Oak Leaf star, now at SMU, formerly at USF. A lot to talk about with Nick Roberts. Nick, been a long time since we talked to you here in Jacksonville. How you doing, man, out there in Texas now?
I'm doing good. Life's great.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. You played. We're going to talk about all the stops you've been at, but tell me about the adjustment from being a Florida boy, being in Florida USF, and now going to Texas. That had to be a bit of an adjustment for you.
Yeah, it's kind of different, but I mean, it's not so much different. I mean, it's a lot of Texas people out here, but it's not a big of an adjustment.
I got you. Absolutely. Talk to me about this, right? College football, the transfer portal now, there's so much going on, and I think we're obviously not in it, so it's hard for, I think, fans to sometimes understand. You've been in it a couple times. Tell me how the transfer portal works. Like, what happens when you're in there? Like, I know it's not an actual thing, but, like, are coaches contacting you? Like, how does that whole thing work?
Yes, coaches contact you, but it's not always sweet. Like, you get in that transfer portal, you might not hear from coaches for, like, a couple weeks, probably months. So it's a tough deal dealing with the transfer portal, but at the end of the day, you just got to believe in yourself and you just got to trust the process. And sooner or later, they'll come.
Did you have that experience? Did you have to wait a little bit at least any of the time? Really?
Yeah, I had to wait a little bit.
Wow.
It was a point where I thought I wasn't gonna play football no more.
Wow.
That's how long I had to wait.
Wow, that is crazy. But obviously, you end up at SMU now. You leave USF. You go to ULM, Louisiana Monroe, and now you're at SMU. Tell me how you ended up at SMU. Was it the coach? Obviously, they bring in a new regime. Was it the environment? Did everything work out, or how did SMU get on your radar?
Well, how they get? It was the coach, our DC. He used to coach at Liberty, and we so happened to play them when I was at ULM. So that was kind of the connection. Like, they knew about me. Plus, I was getting recruited at Liberty for a little point of time, like when I was in the portal. So they kind of knew me off that. And yeah, just the environment when I got out here, just everything just came together.
Yeah, I'm sure. Looking at the environment you're playing in now, and obviously what you had at USF, it's a little bit different out there in Texas, right? Those fans and having your own stadium, everything's pretty legit.
Yeah, it is. But it is fun playing in a pro stadium too.
That's true. And speaking of that, you will do that this weekend. What do you think that's going to be like, man, going back to USF? Not only Florida, but a place you played a lot of football at. What are the emotions going to be like for you when you're out there on the field kind of showing off against your old team?
Bittersweet. Obviously, it's a blessing to be back out there playing against my old teammates. But at the end of the day, it's another week.
Yeah, I guess that is right. Nick Roberts with us right now. DB for SMU, formerly of Oak Leaf High School. You a Jags fan, by the way, from Jacksonville?
I'm a Jazz fan, but my primary team is the Seahawks.
Seahawks, really? How did that work out?
Just watching them when I was like growing up, just the Legion of Boom. I just kind of liked it. I like the uniforms and what they had going on. But obviously, being from Jacksonville, I got to be a Jazz fan too.
You got to show support a little bit.
I
guess.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. You remind me a lot of a guy the Jags have right now, Andre Cisco. He's one of their safeties. He came from Syracuse. But when he came out a couple years ago, same build you have, but really a ball hawk in college. And that's what got him drafted. That's why he's on the Jags, and he's had some interceptions as well. I look at your game very, very similar to what Andre Cisco does. But explain to me how everywhere you go, it seems like every game you're getting interception after interception. Like, you're just a ball hawk, man. How did you turn your game into being one of those DBs?
I just go out there and just try to have fun. You know, like, even when I was in Part 1, I kind of had that same mentality of being a ball hawk. Because, you know, like, I think that's just what separates me from everyone else. Like, I'm not the tallest, not the biggest, not the fastest, but the way to separate myself, I have to do something different. And that just always stuck with me.
Absolutely. Your last game, you guys just played Houston. High-scoring game. Obviously, you had 2 picks, 2 big plays. What was that like, being in a game where your quarterback has 10 total touchdowns? I know you guys on defense had some deal with some stuff as well, but is that like the craziest game you've ever been involved with?
It was amazing. But I wasn't surprised because I knew our offense is explosive. I watched them work every day in practice. We go against them and compete. So I wasn't surprised, but seeing Tanner just do a thing, throwing 10 touchdowns, just what else can you ask for? Like
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like I mentioned, USF coming up this weekend. When you started off at USF, was Charlie Strong? Is that who recruited you to USF?
Well, originally it was Coach Taggart that recruited me.
Okay.
And then that staff left, and then Coach Strong came, and he had called me, and he was basically saying that he was gonna keep me. And then when I came in, he was my head coach.
Absolutely. And then he leaves, and then is that why you decided to eventually leave out of there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about this, man. I know you can see me. I don't know if you can really tell. I'm a big dude, right? I ask everybody I talk to about food. So next time I'm out there in Texas, right, where's the spot I should be hitting up when I'm in that area?
Well, Texas, what kind of food spots? It's a nice taco place right by the campus. I forgot what it's called. It's a taco place. It's right by the I want to say that FedEx or the post office. It's one of them, but it's a taco place. I actually just went to a place called Carbone for the first time. That's real good.
Okay.
But you gotta check them spots out.
All right, I will. I will. Everywhere I go, bro, I be at the food spots. Trust me on that. Let's talk about high school a little bit. Oak Leaf High School right here in Duval County. Favorite high school memory? When I say that, what comes to mind? You were part of some good teams at Oak Leaf, but when you think about back on the high school days, what stands out to you?
Obviously playing with my brothers, but my favorite memory was just being in the playoffs, third round. Second round? I think it was second or third round. I think we were playing with Kiva, and I had caught a pick. And I think I caught 2 picks in that game too. And that's kind of like one of my favorite memories. Just being in the playoffs for the first time in Oak Leaf history. And it was just, the atmosphere is different.
Yeah, absolutely. You were part of some good Oak Leaf teams there. You played with Shaq Quarterman a little bit, right, out there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When you see a guy like that, high school teammate in the NFL doing his thing with the Jags, I know being with the Jags is pretty crazy being from that area, but when you see a teammate like that from high school, are you like, hey, I'm going to be there one day soon enough?
Yeah, it's definitely motivational. Not surprising because in high school, I knew Shaq was going to do his thing. He was just he's a dog. He was a leader, a dog, just always making plays. So just having that on the team, seeing what it looks like, and just following footsteps.
Yeah, absolutely. Oak Leaf right now, I don't know how much you keep up with them, but they're going to go through another coaching transition there after this season. You went through that in high school, right? You guys changed head coaches when you were there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What advice would you give some of the younger guys that are in there right now, even the older guys? Because you went through it with the changing of a head coach. These guys are about to go through it this offseason. If you could give them some kind of advice on how to handle it and how to move forward, what would you give them?
So when they changed the head coach job when I was there, they had switched it to another person that was already on the staff. So it was kind of like we were kind of used to the culture and used to the coach already, but the advice I give them is just buy in. At the end of the day, you playing with your brothers, and that's who you're gonna do it for, and plus the coaches. But just buy in and go to work, build that chemistry, and everything just speak for itself.
Absolutely. Nick Roberts with us, SMU, formerly Oak Leaf High School. Let me ask you this one before we get out of here. Everywhere you've been, man, a lot of academic achievements on your resume. Obviously a smart guy, but obviously a great football player as well. I'm sure the NFL is the goal, but if that doesn't happen, what's your plans after you get done at SMU?
Honestly, I'm a very determined person. I ain't gonna lie. So my plan A, plan B, and plan C is to go to the league. That's just me. But if it doesn't work out, just being around sports.
Yeah.
Being around sports, period. Yeah.
Absolutely. Actually, I lied to you. I got one more for you because I think you're an NFL talent. There's no doubt about it. I'm telling you, I see a lot of Andre Cisco in you without a doubt. But you guys got a couple of games left. You got USF. You got the top of the team in the conference, I believe. What do you guys got to do to – yeah, Tulane. What do you guys got to do to finish out the season strong and pick up a couple of wins?
Just be us. We know we can compete with anybody in the country. Just be us, play smart, and just have fun and finish.
Absolutely. Well, enjoy it when you're back out there at USF this weekend. I'll be out there watching. Jacksonville's obviously enjoying watching you play. Appreciate the time, Nick Roberts. Best of luck. Can't wait to see you in the NFL, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
My thanks to Nick Roberts and everybody at SMU for helping me hook that up and talk to a Jacksonville product that will be in the league sooner rather than later. They will play USF this weekend, and a lot of local guys in that matchup. The USF offensive line is pretty much all local, at least the cornerstones of that line. SMU with a couple other guys as well, and we will tell you about them. This weekend, I'll be out there, throw something up on social media to let you know who you could be seeing in that matchup between USF and SMU. We hit a break, and we finish up the show right after this. Don't forget about overtime in Middleton. We're up right after this.
Go Tuckin', the most fun way to experience the best of Jacksonville. Whether it's a Jacksonville sightseeing tour in an open-air tuk-tuk or private transportation in their luxury Mercedes party limo, Go Tuckin' is top-rated. Enjoy an exclusive Jacksonville public art tour, a residential architecture and history tour, or a Jack's Urban Core brewery tour. Go Tuckin' offers locally guided tours for your next company outing, bachelor or bachelorette party, or a simple group outing with friends and family. Visit GoTUKN.com. Go Tuckin' of Jacksonville to schedule a Tuckin' good time today.
Look around you. There's history being made. Has been. Will be. Just something about those blue skies, high banks and high speed, all coming together in one perfect race. And it'll be here sooner than you think. The Daytona 500 at Daytona International Speedway, February 19th, 2023. Get your tickets now at Daytona500.com.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Bono's Pit Barbecue. Yeah, it's good, and you know it's good. It's more than food. It's about the flavor, the tradition. It's barbecue, and it's who they are at Bono's. Locally smoked since 1949. Almost 20 locations around Jacksonville. And on the menu, smokehouse stackers, sandwiches, salads, sides, and Bono's family feasts. Authentic, traditional Southern barbecue. Feel the flavor. Feel the community. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Boss, wait till you hear this.
Whoa, hang on. We just found 6 houses without Safe Touch security, so let me enjoy my good mood for a little bit, will ya?
Sorry, boss, but Safe Touch is running a buy one, get one free special on their 24/7 recording perimeter guard cameras.
A BOCO on cameras?
Yeah. Listen, get 5-star security surveillance with Safe Touch's 2-way communicator, free installation, and lifetime warranty. Plus, add a doorbell camera for just $99.
Do that, Lester Jackson! Why is he doing this to me?
Boss, it's just another reason we have the Crooksmas Golden Rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Yeah. So much for my good mood.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Monitoring agreement required with approved credit. Beat the holiday rush. Cameras are going fast. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
It's tournament time this month at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. The GOPO 500, a $500 no-limit hold'em tournament, will be on Saturday, November 19th at Best Bet Orange Park. Then the 10th annual Turkey Bowl Deep Stack Bounty, a $200 no-limit hold'em tournament, will be on November 24th, Thanksgiving Day, at Best Bet Jacksonville at 7 p.m. There are also weekly no-limit hold'em tournaments going on at Best Bet St. Augustine every Wednesday and Saturday. Go to bestbetjacks.com to learn more.
I'm Tamron Hall. Doesn't your family deserve the best? Eggland's Best Eggs. Classic, cage-free, and organic. Give you and your family more delicious farm-fresh taste, plus superior nutrition. Compared to ordinary eggs, Eggland's Best provides 6 times more vitamin D, 10 times more vitamin E, and 25% less saturated fat. These are no ordinary times, so why choose an ordinary egg? Only Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Sail with American Queen Voyages, where history comes alive and discovery runs deep. Enriching adventures await in North America's mighty rivers, Great Lakes, oceans, and expeditions to the wilds of Alaska. Visit American Queen Voyages at aqvoyages.com, cruising North America now. Call 844-744-0794 or contact your travel professional. American Queen Voyages. Discovery runs deep.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jacks on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
Overtime with Kuhrts and Middleton is up next. Brent and Friends for the week is over. Our thanks to Brent Martineau and Aaron Schachter for showing up to work today. Jordan DeLugo, Nathan Walter, Coach Kevin Sullivan, Noah Schlicksuball calling in the program. But we got 30 more minutes right here on ESPN 690. FSU basketball after that. We'll get you set for that one with a lightning half hour with Brian Middleton and myself, and we're up right after the break.
This year, CGC Water Treatment is celebrating 75 years in business. Put their experience to work for you. Discover how good your water can be with a new Connecticut softener and drinking water system. We did in our house. Absolutely love it. Have had it for years. Connecticut's twin tank, non-electric softeners are the most efficient softeners available, and their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Call today and save hundreds, even thousands, on a complete home solution for city and well water. Financing available with approved credit. And because the professionals at CGC Water are committed to being your go-to water experts, you can trust their master plumber with all your plumbing needs as well. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I've been a proud customer of CGC Water Treatment for more than 5 years now. CGC Water Treatment, your authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1428211.
Okay, smile naturally. Perfect.
Camp's Photography knows wedding season ramps up in a flash. They need to say I do to a studio assistant before clients go full bridezilla.
I'm so sorry. I have to get a different lens. I'll be right back.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Yellowstone, television's #1 show, returns on Paramount Network.
I, John Dutton, do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the state of Montana against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Featuring an all-star cast led by Academy Award winner Kevin Costner.
The invasion is over.
They will fight you dirty.
Is there any other way?
As the Dutton family fights to protect their legacy, they'll learn power has a price.
Signing this is a declaration of war.
We're already at war.
Yellowstone returns Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern for an epic 2-hour premiere event exclusively on Paramount Network.
Hi, this is Keith Gurr, president of American Window Products. We are Jacksonville's oldest replacement window company. We have been providing excellent service for over 38 years and still have an A+ rating. At American Window Products, we have helped over 36,000 homeowners, and we don't use subcontractors. Right now, we're offering a free installation on 6 or more windows, as well as a free energy package. Go to AmericanWindowProducts.com and click for an estimate. That's AmericanWindowProducts.com. American Window Products, we are the window professionals.
Week 10 fantasy football picks fueled by Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit. Hey, everybody, it's Brent Martineau. A lot to pick from this week. Heck, the Jags and Chiefs game could give you a lot of options. But let's go with Chris Godwin and Tampa. Maybe last week's comeback ignites the Bucs offense, which really hasn't been good all year. Godwin could have a big game in Germany. And Darius Slayton has emerged as a top target for Daniel Jones. All the attention on Saquon for the Texans should leave Slayton open in big moments. Might be a productive day for the wideout. Good luck, everyone. My picks fueled by Celsius Essential Energy.
Live fit.
Go Tuckin', the most fun way to experience the best of Jacksonville. Whether it's a Jacksonville sightseeing tour in an open-air tuk-tuk or private transportation in their luxury Mercedes party limo, Go Tuckin' is top rated. Enjoy an exclusive Jacksonville public art tour, a residential architecture and history tour, or a Jack's Urban Core brewery tour. Go Tuckin' offers locally guided tours for your next company outing, bachelor or bachelorette party, or a simple group outing with friends and family. Visit GoTuckN.com. Go Tuckin' of Jacksonville to schedule a Tuckin' good time today.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
What's up? It's Kasey. Check out the podcast Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690, wherever you get your podcast.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. It is no longer day by day when it comes to the Bills and quarterback Josh Allen, but literally hour by hour. That's what Coach Sean McDermott told reporters today about Allen, who's officially questionable with a right elbow injury. Buffalo's offense will be dramatically different if Case Keenum starts in place of Allen, notes ESPN's Herm Edwards.
He has wonderful arm talent. We know we can run. And the problem is now those players are no longer a part of your offense. So Ken Dorsey's going to have to do a good job, really, of managing the game. If Case Keenum's the guy that has to play, he's going to have to play his style. He cannot play like Josh Allen.
Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray and safety Budda Baker questionable against the Rams. The 49ers will welcome back 8 players from injury against the Chargers Sunday night, including receiver Deebo Samuel. NBA ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports the NBPA believes there's optimism for a resolution very soon to the Kyrie Irving situation. Nets suspended Irving a minimum of 5 games for failing to initially apologize for tweeting a link to a film containing anti-Semitic material. He may not be in a position, though, to return within the next 2 games.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com.
The Last Waltz Tour 2022 is coming to the St. Augustine Amphitheater on Friday, November 18th, and ESPN 690 has tickets to the show. Log on to ESPN690.com and get tickets to The Last Waltz 2022, featuring Warren Haynes, Jamie Johnson, Kathleen Edwards, Don Was, Dave Malone, Cyril Neville, and more on The Last Waltz Tour 2022.
Broadcasting live from the Anajar and Levine Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Feels like been a minute. We didn't do a show yesterday, which is usually 90 minutes. Now they're taking our other 30 minutes. What is this? I know we got basketball coming up. The Seminoles and the UCF Knights. And that's why we only have 30 minutes on overtime with Kuhrts and Middleton. Championship belt Fridays, I do believe.
Hold on, man. We getting bumped off for Florida State and UCF? All right.
We are, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. You think you should have to beat Stetson to stay on the air.
Thought it might have been like Duke and Gonzaga or something. My bad.
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, but Florida State going to bounce back. I'm not even going to do them like that. They going to bounce back.
And we'll see. We'll find out. Come Monday, we'll know the full situation. Will the Seminoles be 0-2? Or will they be 1-1? You will find out because you will hear it right here on ESPN 690, followed by the Blitz Scoreboard Show. So, local since 3, play-by-play till about 9, local till 10:30. What more could you want?
They said they need another hour, man.
The answer is nothing. You remember when you did that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I don't remember what for, though, but yeah.
Yeah, we need to change that, by the way. I've been meaning to tell you that for a couple days.
Yeah. You know, I was told that needed to be changed.
I was told to tell you.
Yeah, they keep telling me that, but I'm like, I mean, what, I can take it out of, why you want me to go in right now and just take it out? It say that what, IM9 SCR1? I can take it out right now.
Well, yeah, but if you take it out, then we're a minute late. We should do this off the air. Anyway, not important. We'll talk about it in the break. The point of the story is Overtime with Kuhrts and Middleton. Brian Middleton is the broadcast off of storm duty, I should say. You were on storm duty yesterday.
Yeah.
You have now returned.
Yeah.
And
That's for sure.
I was here the whole time.
Sure were, man. The backbone of ESPN 690.
You know, it's true. It do be true. But the point of the story is we've only got a few minutes to talk about the Jags and the Chiefs, which did you see the news today, Brian Middleton, that Mecole Hardman will not play in the football game?
I saw him, keep popping up on the injury report, so he's not playing, huh? Not playing.
That has come out today that he is not playing. And I just want to be clear, if you've heard any commercials about somebody saying, hey, you should play Mecole Hardman, please don't. Somebody may have put that in their Celsius tips for picks, but if you've heard that information, just kind of disregard and go with whoever else was said in there. That's all I know about that. But Mecole Hardman not playing in the football game, does that give you hope for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Brian Middleton?
I already had hope.
Or does it change anything, I should say?
Don't change a thing for me. I mean, I guess we can say it changes the amount of pressure potentially that the defense will feel, specifically the secondary. Just a tad bit. But listen, man, look, when you got Patrick Mahomes, running that offense, you're always going to have a sense of pressure. You're going to have to be on high alert. Mecole Hardman or no, Mecole Hardman. So, I'm sure for the Chiefs, it changes their offense just a bit. For the Jags, I'm sure that you can now focus a bit more on some of the other guys out there. Maybe, Travis, Kelce or Juju, and maybe they can get a bit more attention. But overall, I don't think it changes, the Jags scheme or how they're going to approach this game and trying to beat Kansas City in Arrowhead on Sunday.
Well, the question for me is how will they use Kadarius Toney? Because, he's talented, but we really haven't seen in the NFL. He comes over from the Giants, has a couple of catches in the first game, but he's been there a couple of weeks now with the bye, should know the playbook, and can be electric out of the slot. He's a quick guy. We saw in Florida, I know a lot of people that pay attention to the Florida Gators around here, he can make defenders look ugly quickly. Will they use him in a more expanded role without Mecole Hardman? I would bet probably, yet to be seen. I'm not saying that the whole game rests on Kadarius Toney because the Chiefs are better, just in general. But, that's one part that they could finally unleash this guy and give themselves another weapon. But Mecole Hardman will not play in the football game. You know who will? Is Evan Ingram. Cleared to play off the injury report. Was dealing with a back last week. He didn't go back in the football game at the end of the fourth quarter when the Jags were trying to put it away, even though it looks like he wanted to be in there. But he was cleared today. Does not have no injury designation, none of that. Full go and will play. Rayshon Jenkins, by the way, is questionable with the concussion. They will reevaluate tomorrow before they go to Kansas City. But Evan Ingram out there is better than not having Evan Ingram in the game for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's not Travis Kelce, but he has been good for the Jags this year, so I think that's a big bump for the Jags to have Evan Ingram in this football game.
Sounds like you about to pick the Jags. Sounds like you're going to take the Jags and the points.
I took the Chiefs minus 9.5 earlier today. Okay. I think the Chiefs will win by 10 points. They're just not there yet. The Jags are not there yet. This is a team that, at the worst, people have third best in the National Football League. And although the Jags play everybody close, I'm not saying this won't be close necessarily. I think this is a backdoor cover situation for the Chiefs. But they're just better. They got maybe the best quarterback in the league. They definitely have the best tight end in the league. They do have weak spots on the defense. There's no doubt about it. We'll see how the Doug Peterson and the Jags try to attack that. A lot of Travis Etienne, I do suppose. But, yeah, I'm not picking the Jags. Are you picking the Jags? You ain't picking the Jags.
We'll wait till the end of the show, man. Wait till the end of the show. And I can actually drop my pick right here, man. That's what we like to call a tease in the industry, I got a team I'm going to pick out of those two, though, who's going to win the game. And you make a lot of good points as well. But listen, man, when you're coming off one of the biggest comebacks in your franchise's history.
True.
You got to be flying high, man. When you're coming back from a game where it looked like everything was going wrong and then everything just went right, and not because all of a sudden the refs started making calls, someone got super injured. It was just because you guys dug yourself out of that hole. Granted, at home, the conditions were, if you can't do it at home, you probably can't do it on the road. But, man, I don't care. You got to be riding high on something like that. And you got contributions from all kinds of people. But when you do that, as far as the contributions, when you have them from various people, especially a guy like ETN, you basically, just a handful of weeks ago, just said, hey, we're placing our faith in you. We're placing our bet on you. All the chips on you. We got a guy here, James Robinson. And you know what? We don't think that this is going to work. However, whatever that thought process was, Kasey, that made them say that, they didn't think it was going to work with the both of them there. And that's fine. But then you're hitting on that bet as well. And then even over on the defensive side, there's some very interesting, statistics like, Rayshawn Jenkins, he's leading the league, the safeties in passes defense in the league. I didn't know that. I was like, that's wild.
Well, that'd be great if they could get him back then in a week that Mahomes going to throw the football.
Yeah, I know.
That even becomes more valuable.
And then you got, we were guffawing over Smoot and how he's playing. And listen, it's only a matter of time. I mean, you look at some of the stuff, some of the nerd statistics that Devin Lloyd is really doing well in amongst rookies and really just in the league in general. And it's only a matter of time before he continues to pop and get better. And also Trayvon Walker, I'm still a big believer. I mean, it's only a matter of time before we're just not just being oh, that's an amazing play, because how do you do that at 280 pounds? But it's stuff that you actually can put down on the stat sheet and be like, oh, wow. So, yeah, Kasey, man, I'm not going to give you my pick for another, 15 minutes. But I got to tell you what. If you were to ask me, do the Jags have a real shot? Not a puncher's chance, not if everything goes right. No, do they have a real shot of winning this game? I believe so. And I also think that Kansas City is the best team in the league. So that should tell you how much faith I have in the Jags.
That should tell you how much faith. I agree with you. I guess you'll make your pick in the next 15 minutes or so. But the Minnesota Vikings and the Buffalo Bills will play this weekend. Will Josh Allen play? Yet to be seen. According to the head coach of the Buffalo Bills, they're taking it hour by hour. What is this, the forecast? The hour-by-hour forecast?
Ooh, what are we doing?
What are we doing? I said this earlier in the show, actually, to start the show on Brent and Friends, but why are coaches so reluctant to sit their guy for a game to save the rest of the season? The Buffalo Bills are good enough to win without Josh Allen. The Vikings are a good team, don't get me wrong. The Buffalo Bills are great on both sides of the ball, no matter who's playing quarterback. Their backup is Case Keenum. He's a good backup. He's actually a great backup. If he had to fill in for you like Jacoby Brissett with the Browns right now, you'd be like, you know what, Case Keenum, he's won some games. Vikings deep in the playoffs. I don't understand why we've seen this now multiple times this year. Sit the guy a game, come back next week, and figure it out. Be stronger. Because you have not as good, but you have a good chance to win with Case Keenum against the Vikings this week, whether Josh Allen plays or not. I don't understand why we can't look at this that way. Aaron disagreed with me. Are you going to disagree with me?
Yeah, I don't. But I'm trying to listen to your point, because sometimes you make compelling points, even when I think you're wrong. I'm like, that would win in the court of law. Casey, you would have gotten your defendant off.
Then here's my point.
Yeah.
Josh Allen could go out there, injure himself more, and need a surgery that requires a 12-month recovery. So then by playing him in a game against the Vikings, you then ruin your whole chance to win the Super Bowl. Because they can win games without Josh Allen, a game, a couple of games. They cannot win the Super Bowl without Josh Allen. So, yeah, risk him getting hurt for the rest of the year. Makes sense. Come on.
I mean, maybe if they didn't drop the game against, the Jets or, against the Dolphins. I mean, yeah. But listen, this in the AFC where you're trying – look, that one seed, Kasey, could come down 2-1 game. It could come down to one game.
Mm-hmm.
And though you erring on the side of caution, it makes sense sitting right here. I understand the point. Josh Allen injured is better than Case Keenum, right? I don't know the severity of his injury, but if he gets on the field, we think that Josh Allen in 4 quarters injured is probably going to be better than whoever his backup is. Probably better than 90% of the starters in the league. And so I'm just like, hey, man, if we say he can play, Because here's the deal, Kasey. The thing with Justin Herbert that I know that you were right about, honestly. And the more information that came out, and then when we got the game day live, I was just like, no way he's going to play. He ended up playing, but his injury, it seemed like it was a bit more well publicized. Like, they're talking about this right here, but it felt like we knew more of the nuance of the injury and what he was going through in order to try to get back onto the field. I'll be real with you. I saw a little clip on social media talking about, Josh Allen, he just ran full speed for the first time on the field. It was some ESPN clip, and I was like, what is going on right here? Anything for clicks, and that's cool. I probably should have retweeted it, but I don't know enough to say that, you know what, Josh, this is irresponsible. If the coach lets you go out there, if the owner lets you go out there, this is irresponsible.
Let me give you this piece real quick.
Okay.
He has a partially torn UCL.
Yeah.
A complete tear, you're done for the year.
Yeah, just look at mistakes.
So that's what you're risking.
Yeah. And okay. But I gotta tell you, Kasey, I think in this instance right here, you are probably going to do yourself a bit of disservice if you don't at least let Josh Allen try to get out there. Listen, I know he's going to want to play, and I get it. The other guys on the team are going to be like, hey, man, you ready? You ready to come on to the field or whatnot? But if he is truly, like, I'm talking about injured to the point where he's not going to be able to move around, to avoid contact in the way that he's done before, and it may be a bit diminished, then yeah, I guess I'd be with you. As far as, hey, listen, don't put him out there. Don't chance it for a game. Let's see how it goes. But this, we see it every year. This could be a loss right here. Granted, you think that they could win without him against the Vikings, but this could be a loss right here where he's like, where the Bills look back and they're just like, man, he sat out that one game. And now, you know what? Something else happened down the line that we weren't guessing on, and he could have played this game right here, and we might have had a better chance of winning it, and now we're a 4 seed instead of the 1 seed. I'm being hypothetical, but I'm just like, listen, you only get so many chances out here. I'm saying if he can play, let him play. If he's injured, don't let him play. But if he's hurt, and it sounds like he's just acting like I'm hurt, but I can, I'm going to be able to be 80% myself, 85% myself, I'll take it right now. 30 teams would take that right now. 80% Josh Allen with a partially torn UCL. USF. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes. Carson Palmer today, by the way, told the 33rd team in an interview that he had the same injury and tried to play through it and completely tore it and missed the rest of the year.
There you go.
So I think you're dealing. I wouldn't do it. Again, you know how I felt about Justin Herbert. If you didn't,
you were right about that. Yeah.
If you missed that, I thought they should have set Justin Herbert against the Jags. I think they should sit Josh Allen against the Bills. It's a long season, one game. To your point, I understand the point you're making about the number 1 seed. But if I'm the Buffalo Bills, I'm looking at this. I'm like, all right, who's the 2 seed? Kansas City? Oh, we beat them on the road already. We're good. The Ravens, come on, we can beat the Ravens. The Titans, give me a break. And then you got the payback with the Jets, the Dolphins. They're getting to the playoffs either way. I know the 1 seed is important.
Yeah, I think so.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I would rather run with Case Keenum, and you know what? You lose the 1 seed. Okay, we got a great defense, and that travels. And we have a fully healthy Josh Allen. We feel good about that. We'll see what they do. I don't think they should play him. I'm sure he probably will because nobody listens to me. But by the way, how great would this be if he did not play? Case Keenum plays against the Vikings.
Yeah, he was there.
Who he threw the Minneapolis Miracle for to Stephon Diggs, who is now his teammate on the Bills.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Vikings might walk these boys. It'd be like, you left us for this? For Buffalo? You left the cold, the indoor, the dome we got for the cold, the outdoors in Buffalo? What they got out here besides wings?
Wins. They have wins.
We got those two. We got those two. That's what they're saying to him. We got those two.
We'll see what happens with Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Whether it's Case Keenum, whether it's Josh Allen, we will see. Just be careful in your fantasy. I have Josh Allen. I'll be monitoring the situation, very, very closely. Let's take a break. Brian Middleton. Overtime with Kuhrts and Middleton. Only 1 segment to go. We got UCF and FSU basketball coming up on the station, but we wrap up the show right after this.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690. Clearing skies and cooler temperatures tonight will drop to near 60 degrees by morning. A mostly sunny and warm Saturday, but with comfortable humidity. Afternoon highs near 85. From the CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Right now, get 42% off everything in the store. Don't buy until you get our price.
Hi, this is Brian Kilmeade. I want you to join me while I MC Operation New Uniforms 9th Annual Heroes Gala with guest speaker Colonel Alan West at the Sawgrass Marriott Saturday, December 3rd.
Greetings, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, and I'm excited to join Operation New Uniform as we celebrate our heroes at the 9th Annual Heroes Gala, December the 3rd. Join us in honoring our military service men and women and their families on this night to remember. We look forward to seeing you there.
Since 2014, ONU has helped thousands of veterans develop the skills necessary to translate their talents and backgrounds into business. Salute our veterans Saturday, December 3rd, and join me, Brian Kilmeade, and Colonel Alan West for a very special event. There are several sponsorship levels available, but space is limited. To get your group involved, call 904-328-1600. That's 904-328-1600, or go to onuvets.org. Secure your table today.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer Wet Jet. With Swiffer Wet Jet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer Wet Jet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending Ooma and their all-in-one phone, video, and collaboration solution.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
Hey, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jax. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jax on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jax. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690.
Couple minutes to go on Championship Bell Fridays. Overtime with Kuhrts and Middleton. It is Friday. It is Friday night. Most people about to hit the weekend. Not this guy. With Scoreboard Show. Brian Middleton is, though. He's about to hit the weekend. Feel good about it?
Feel good about it, man.
Anyway, Brian Middleton will make it.
I love the disregard for it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I got work to do still. Brian Middleton will make his pick for the Jags game before we get out of here, but we're going to do some rapid fire quickly, Brian Middleton. Just some of the games coming up this weekend. Let's start in college football. What's a better matchup? Number 10, Alabama against number 11, Ole Miss, or number 4, TCU against number 18, Texas, or number 22, UCF at number 16, Tulane.
Hey, man. Hey, first of all, knock that off. Don't ever add the UCF Tulane matchup when you got Lane and Nick.
Yeah.
You telling me? You telling there ain't a soundbite out there? Lane ain't said nothing?
Probably.
Man, give me Alabama, Ole Miss, man. Let me see that game, okay? We still got some implications here. In it, I don't know where their conference losses are. I guess
Alabama can't get there. Ole Miss could go. Ole Miss could help themselves by winning. Again, probably not for a huge thing. LSU, you would need help.
Yeah.
But could be a big win for Mississippi, who, by the way, is at home.
Can you see a scenario where Alabama has 3 losses?
Yeah, because I think Ole Miss is kind of good. I think it'd be at the beginning of the season if you ask me now. But Ole Miss ain't bad. I think it's certainly possible, Brian Middleton, to answer your question. It is certainly possible. Washington, number 24 at number 6, Oregon. Do you give it any credit?
Yeah, Washington Huskies. Yeah, man. There's some upstarts. I can't tell you much about them, but I can tell you that Oregon. They
Bo Nix and the boys.
They've been thinking that they been a problem for a while since the beginning of the season.
Only lost to Georgia,
and they look like the real deal. But Washington piecing together a nice little season, Kasey Kuhrts. So, yeah, man, I like it. I like those kind of matchups where you got teams with chips on their shoulders, and both of these teams do for different reasons.
Yeah, I'll give you that. And Oregon thinks they're a playoff team, by the way. If they win out, they might be. Yeah. So we will see. Those are the big college football matchups. All right, Brian Middleton, quickly. Seattle and the Bucks in Germany. Who you got?
Gino! Listen, man. My man Tom Brady said, listen, I dropped that dead weight. Whatever popped into your head is what you're thinking. Okay, I'm not saying what the dead weight is, but I dropped that dead weight, and now I'm free. But Gino's going to come through, man. I'm going to pick the Bucks. I'm going to pick the Bucks to drop this game to the Seahawks.
Oh, okay.
You like that? You like I spun that right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I caught myself because I was like, oh, Seahawks, not Bucks. Go ahead. What's up?
The Lions at the Bears. Who you got?
Oh, nobody did the oh my. I'm sure somebody thought about that. The Lions at the Bears. Give me the Bears, man.
The Broncos at the Titans.
You know what?
Don't do it.
Hey, listen, man. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, Denver. Denver's going to take that one right there, man. I think that, I think Peyton may try to suit up or something, or maybe, maybe Shannon Sharper come in and, give a pep talk. I don't know. But, yeah, give me Denver over the division leader Tennessee Titans.
The Browns at the Dolphins.
Browns at the Dolphins? They're in Miami?
Yeah.
Okay.
You take Miami.
Yeah, that's two of them boys. They're going to do that thing.
Jeff Saturday's Indianapolis Colts against the Raiders, who have put Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller on IR, and one of their players retired on a Thursday.
Yeah, I saw that too. That was wild. Listen, if the Raiders lose to the Colts, Devontae Adams, like somebody, check on him, okay? But, hey, give me Jeff Saturday too, man. After that press conference when he's like, hey, man, I'm that guy. Huh? I've been in the league 15 years.
Yep.
I saw 5 Hall of Famers. Yeah, so.
The Chargers at the 49ers.
I'm going to tell you what. Chargers might be the most disrespected 5-3 team in a while.
That's fair.
In a while. And that disrespect's going to continue right here. Give me Jimmy G and the boys.
And with 30 seconds left in the show.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah.
The Jacksonville Jaguars or the Kansas City Chiefs,
man,
Brian Middleton?
It ain't even a question, man. Listen, Kansas City is the best team in the league. But them boys going to put together a 2-game win streak. Trevor, ETN, the boys.
FSU and UCF is coming up on the station. Basketball coverage, the Friday night blitz after. Don't forget, Brian Middleton will hold you down on Game Day Live Sunday morning. For Brian Middleton, I'm Kasey Kuhrts. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you next time. I want to eat a spicy chicken in my Tesla. Is it too